very many people interested in football, and I always thought that football was a very important game, but I never realized until today just how important it is.
Whether the Wonder Boys of White Hart Lane are or are not the team of the century can't possibly be more than a matter of opinion.
Well, they're the finest team in Great Britain and one of the best in the world.
We are about the glory of the game. We are about playing with style. We are Tottenham Hotspur. The curve of the ball, the billow of the net, the beating of the trap and the picking of the lock, the swiftness of thought, the lightness of touch. We are Ginola, Greaves, Klinsmann. We are the collective gasp, the intake of breath, the flick, the trick, the 30-yard free kick. We are Hoddle, Mabbott and King. We are the lob, the chip, the dummy and the volley. We are the hat trick, the scissor kick. We are Bill Nick.
That is schoolboy's own stuff.
We are the outside of the boot, the inside of the net, and those seconds that last forever.
It's Lucas Moura. Oh, they did it! I cannot believe it! Lucas Moura with the last kick of the game.
We are Jennings, Defoe, and Perryman. Glory past, glory future. What was, what is, what's next. We are Blanchflower, Ardiles, and Bale. We are about winning with a flourish. We are about winning with style. We are about the glory of the game. Daring to try, daring to risk, daring to dream. To dare is to do.
I don't know about you, Philip, but every time that's about the 15th time I've watched that. I was putting it together last night. It gives me goosebumps every time I see that.
Yeah, it's excellent. It really is. Really
I want to say, Matt, I found it on a YouTube site on YouTube from Hugo Thfc. His link's at the bottom now. I couldn't get hold of him because there was no email to get hold of him with. So I asked him, could I use it? So we're gonna plug him. Every time we use it, it's going to cross the bottom where his YouTube channel is. Now, it was put up 4 years ago. What are you doing?
No, I was just moving something of the way there. Sorry, Tom.
I thought you were opening sweets.
No. It was just something beside me that I was just moving it away.
So because I can't get hold of him, I've put his link at the bottom of the YouTube channel. So please, everyone, get over there. He hasn't got many stuff up there, Philip, but that is one hell of a video.
It's brilliant. It's really good.
What did it bring you back to the swinging 60s? To Jimmy Greaves there, your favourite player as well, Philip.
It brought back the last 40, 50 years, to be honest, because it's of every decade in there. It's brilliant.
Yeah. I said to Dave last night, I sent it to him, that intro is everything what this channel is about.
Yeah, no, it's very good. It's really good.
It really is.
A lot of work went into that one, though, you know.
Yeah. Let's see now. We've got Daniela. Good afternoon, Dermot and Philip Coys. Let's hope for an Orient win today. We'll be keeping a close eye on Orient. I'm telling you, we will be. They're facing Portsmouth, who are top of League One, so I would certainly take a point against them today, but hopefully a win. We've got Carl Simpson. Hello, gents. Cannot believe another Premier League team have been robbed by VAR. Yeah,
Burnley last night, I think.
Didn't
see it now, but I believe it was a very poor decision.
Yeah, we've got ENS afternoon, Derm. Big up ENS. We've got ENS and afternoon, Philip. See, he's so respectful. He does it individually to us, Philip. That Ian is like Ian should be called Sir Ian. Sir Ian. Me and Philip are now giving you a knighthood now, Ian. So you're Sir Ian of this channel. We've got Dragon D's nuts. Dragon likes his nuts. He says a big g'day. Don't think I heard Gaz's name there, as Philip puts another shrimp on the barbie. How's the shrimp going up there, Philip?
How's the what?
How's the shrimps going? Are they nearly cooked?
Oh yeah, I know. Burnt them, threw them in the bin. Sorry, they're gone.
Have to send you to the outback now. Out there. Big up to Ian. It says, "How Daniel Carl? Hey, hey Ian, we've got him. Everyone's saying loads to my Daniela says, are you both feeling confident ahead of tomorrow's game? I am. Sadly, Philip had some breaking sad news. So, Philip, do you want to tell everyone what's happening tomorrow? Because I'm devastated.
No.
I don't even know why I'm doing this stream. I'm just so devastated.
Oh, geez, not that bad. No, unfortunately, I have to. I won't even get to see the match tomorrow. I have to go and pick up my other half on the way back.
I've been forced onto the hard stuff, Philip. But look, it's devastating. I've been forced onto the hard stuff.
There you are. So I'll have to rely on. I'll have to rely on the updates when I'm in the car. You know.
Oh, what you could do, Philip, is tune into our channel and listen to me give you the updates. You could do that.
Yeah. I think I should have internet most of the place where I'm going. Yeah. I'll do. Oh, I know. I'll do that.
Yeah. See. Hearing me just slag Colin off a little bit as he's joining us. Also, Ian says, "LOL, thank you." Carl says, "Also nailed on red for Gusto at Fulham. Chelsea should have been down to 10 men."
Yeah.
What do you get? What do you think? There's Tony Mowbray walking, the new Birmingham manager.
Yeah. He's had more clubs than Tony Jacklin, or
yeah. Is he being flanked by security men?
I don't know. And I've gone by that, so I can't.
Anyway, and also, Daniel, have you both heard that Haaland is going? Yeah, I did hear last night Haaland's going to be out as well for the City game for our FA Cup match with City as well. So that's good. Let us know what you think of our new intro. Please let us know what you think. I put it out as a members only video last night, so you members got to see it first before anyone else did. So let me know. But anyone, big up to THFC, Hugo THFC. There's his YouTube channel at the bottom. Their link. So please go over there and just give them an odd subscription if you can. I really do appreciate it. Philip, what are you hoping for today in the Championship, or which teams are you looking out for? Or which teams are you looking out for today? Well, look, there's no Premier League game, so this is a little bit different. We're going to do, we're going to keep ahead of the matches, but also going to talk about what we were talking about last night, Philip, 70s and 80s. And I did watch that documentary last night, by the way, on the biggest football scam.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about that as well, if we can, during this show. Oh, and also we will keep you up the very latest of the games in the Championship and everywhere else. So, Philip, what teams are you looking out for today? Which teams?
I'm looking out for Birmingham to see how Tony Mowbray gets on. Their third manager of the season. They're playing Swansea. Leeds, obviously, because we've got Joe Rodon playing for them. A bit of interest there. I see the what do you call it? Something has happened to Millwall and Middlesbrough.
Has it been abandoned
yet, for some reason?
Is that because Millwall fans have forgotten?
Oh no, sorry, it's been postponed, because Middlesbrough were in the cup against Chelsea the other night, or against Chelsea. Preston, Bristol City, Rotherham, Stoke, Southampton, Sheffield Wednesday, West Brom, Blackburn, and Ipswich, Sunderland at 5:30. Well, we'll be gone for that, but that's a good one. And Millwall, Middlesbrough has been delayed. I hope the Millwall fans aren't misbehaving themselves again. It sounds like
I think there might be, Philip. I think there might be. That's look. We shouldn't make judgment, but Millwall's reputation does go.
It's the first thing you think of when you hear Millwall, you know. But Leicester got a big beating this morning from Coventry.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Taking the lead, they got beaten 3-1 and had a man sent off in the second half. So that's going to give the other teams a bit of hope now they can catch up with Leicester.
We've got Carl Simpson. It's really good. I liked it a lot. Big up, Carl. Thank you so much. I watched it, the new intro last night. I loved it. Brought back some precious memories.
Yeah,
which is nice. That's what it's about, isn't it, Philip? When we try to do an intro, isn't it? It's about bringing back memories for people, isn't it? It's about when they come into the channel. It's about it shows what the channel's about. It is about. I always say from the past, present, and future. And we've got to respect the future. You've got to really respect the past, haven't you? And do you feel everywhere is 0-0 at the moment? By the way, do you feel Tottenham managers, hello, he's gone. Philip has gone. He's disappeared. I don't know where he's gone. Anyway, there you go. Philip decided to run away before I asked him the question. He's just went, right, I'm out of here, guys. Absolute out of here. Sorry, got Preston engagement. My potching's ready. Matthew, Dermot and Philip, do you guys ever hang on. Dermot and Philip, did you guys ever come to India? No, I've never gone to India, actually. It's a mad country. No disrespect. It's full of people, and it's like you're so passionate about your cricket. It's unreal.
It's going to be one of those days, I think.
Is it something I said?
No. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there.
I think it was the question, Philip. I think you ran away from the question.
What was the question?
I don't know. I can't remember now. Matthew says, Dermot and Philip, did you guys ever come to India? I was just saying it's a mad country, Philip, with all the people and everywhere. But they're by half a day mad on cricket over there. They're mental.
It's a religion, really, isn't it? That's great. It's great to watch that. I love watching the T20 from India. It's really good. And no, I've never been to India. No.
And
closest that would be Singapore, maybe, or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Ines says, I was also behind that goal for Jurgen Klinsmann's scissor kick.
Oh, nice one.
Now, I'll tell you a funny story behind that. My dad wanted to. I saw Jurgen Klinsmann make his debut for Tottenham away to Watford that pre-season, and there was a girl in front of me with her dad, and me and this girl got talking. I was only I don't know how old I was in 94. Anyway, so we decided. My dad, as a treat, decided to take me and my brother to the first home game of the league season against Everton. Because in them days, you could get tickets on the day of the game.
Yeah.
There was only certain games that were sold out, but then a certain game. And we got to the East Stand, and 3 people got ahead of us and bought the last 3 tickets. And we were stood at the turnstile.
Right.
I was so disappointed. But I got made up. My boss, who we were working with at the time, gave us a box for the Middlesbrough game. And I got to meet Ginola and George Graham and everyone around that time when he was manager. So yeah, that made up for it. Big up to Peter M, Dermot, Philip in the chat. Do you want to read that one out, Philip? Come
to Kerala one day. You will love it here. Yeah, Kerala's supposed to be lovely.
Yeah. We may do a stream from there, Philip. We may take this show on the road. What do you reckon?
Have you any idea? You have to get a visa to go to India, Dermot.
Oh, you never know. We might take the show on the road. Dermo and Philip, we'll make it into might sell it to RTE, something like that. Dermotron and Philip on the road. What do you reckon?
Oh yeah, actually, they're short of money at the minute, so we might get a Ryanair flight out there.
Yeah. Well, if we emailed RTE, say we'll come up with this great idea for a show. You know, us on the road, going around the world on the road with our show. You know, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it happening. The BBC would then take it over, Philip, and then that will be like your man that does the chat show. What's his name? Graham Norton. We'll be like him.
Yeah,
we're like Graham Norton. And that's it. That we'll be the best thing since sliced bread. Carl says, Matthew, is that an invite to the group? Yeah, of course you can come as well, Carl. We'll get you involved as well. Carl can be our baggage lad. Hi, Matthew. Ollie visited New Delhi once on business, July 1998. It was hot. And he says that in capital letters. I was there too, LOL, when the ferret ran onto the pitch. Do you remember the ferret running onto the pitch, Philip?
Can't say I do.
You sure it wasn't you?
Yeah.
Big up to Peter M, who's talking to Matthew. Carl Simpson, yeah. Ian, it wasn't me that stole your ticket, Derm. I wouldn't say it was you. I didn't say it was you. It was Mr. Brady. Matthew, no kidding, just before the monsoon, it was boiling. Everyone's saying hi to him. Then we've got Matthew saying, Peter, the man. Yeah, man, the North States are always like that. I come from the South. There is a kind of... The South here is kind of good. And it is at the Watford game. Yeah, I was there. Jurgen stood there looking at it as if it was to say, what the fuck? Yeah, it was. He came out, Philip, right? And he just looked round at Vicarage Road and was thinking, what have I done?
Mhm.
Alan Sugar promised me riches.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
this?
Just on the Indian theme there, you see the African Cup of Nations or the Asian Cup this morning. Australia 2, India 0 result.
Unlucky. Right, there's a few goals coming in. Wraith Rovers gone 1-0 up against Queen's Park. Stranraer have gone 1-0 up against Peterhead. Phillip. Grimsby have gone 1-0 up against Notts County. And Hamilton Amagemetal have gone 1-0 up against Cove Rangers. It's still 0-0. Portsmouth, Leighton Orient has just come up here for you, Daniela. 8 minutes gone now. It's Portsmouth 0, Leighton Orient 0. So we will keep a close eye to that. Where's Phillip gone? He disappeared on me again. New program concept, 2 Irish Spurs fans on the road, like the Harry Bikers, only more focused on footy. Exactly. What do you reckon to that, Phillip? There's the name of the show. 2 Irish Spurs fans on the road. There you go. Look, get that email off.
I never watched the Harry Bikers now. I can't really say what's what, but
get that email off to RTE today, Phillip. Send it off to the this is a cracking idea of a show, you know. It is.
Right.
THFC till I die on the road. Look at the potential, Phillip, it has. It has the potential of just
we could do the first program in Islington.
Yeah, that's it.
Bit of missionary work.
Yeah. And also we could actually go into Talk Sport and just talk to Jason Cundy and just ask, why do you hate? I'm going to ring him up one time, and I may do it live on air here. I may do it live on air here and ask him, why do you hate Tottenham when you played for us? I will ask him that question.
Yeah. Those programs, they're delayed by 15, 20 seconds so they can filter out questions like that. So I doubt.
Is it really? I never knew that. Are they really?
So, yeah, they have to because if you're bang live and somebody comes on, and I'll tell you, do you know the RTE, the classic one that happened in RTE? I can probably tell this. It's not 9 o'clock, but I'll tell it. There was some guy on a program. Do you remember there was a presenter called BB Baskin on RTE years ago? Right? Are you listening to me?
I am, yes, sir. I am listening. I'm just looking if there's any breaking football news. So please excuse me. So I am listening.
There's anyway. This guy rang up anyway, and they were talking about where would you want to be buried with your family or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And the presenter asked this guy, "Come on, where would you like to be buried?" And he's up to the balls in Baby Basket. And that came out live on TV. So that's why they have a delay on it now, you know?
Yeah. I don't think they have a delay on Talk Sport. You want to hear some of the calls on there, Phillip?
Yeah, maybe not, but they should have. They should have.
They will do when you and me get on there. I'll get to Ian's answer. Ian is absolutely brilliant. I love Ian's answer to that. Dermot and Phillip on the road to nowhere. That's Philip's. Yeah. That's Carl's name for a new show for us.
West Brom won up at Blackburn. Very good.
Dermot, who's your favorite tennis? Who's your tennis favorite player? Oh, MK. Back in a minute. MK Dons have taken the lead against Tranmere, Phillip.
West Brom won up on Fulham.
Yeah.
Blackburn.
Yeah. Huddersfield 0, Plymouth 1 as well.
Yeah. I haven't got a favourite tennis player. I stopped watching tennis after the likes of Andy Murray sort of went off the boil.
I have to say Andy Murray. I would say I don't really like tennis that much. Donna Collin, Wogman, Mr. Dermot. Big up, Donna Collin. How are you? Member as well. Big up. Please tell me Ring in the Ring. Very funny. Very funny, Ian. Nelly said it. So I saw the Cundy up, so I can hear the answer. I will do it live on there. Don't worry, guys. Wogman, Miss Donna Collin saying hello to you, Phillip, as well.
Wagwan, yeah. And Leeds have gone 1 up on Cardiff, Patrick Bamford.
Oh, do you know what? I was watching a documentary on Leeds last night when they came out of the 2nd division into the 1st division back before the Premier League started, Phillip, right? And Harry Wilkinson, he done something very near to what Don Revie done, to what Brian Clough done. He took all the pictures of Don Revie's era down off the wall. Right. And he said, until Leeds win the championship, I will not put these pictures back up. Because we don't deserve to be walking past players that have won stuff. look, if you're looking at managers, Philip, is that good psychology?
Yeah, it probably is actually. Yeah, it means you're not living in the past.
Yeah.
You've got to have a future to be part of that wall again. So yeah.
And it's like Jurgen Klopp, wasn't it? No player was allowed to touch. Do you know the Liverpool sign to have going out? This is Anfield. No Liverpool player was allowed to touch that until they won the league.
Jesus. It's gone cobwebs for a year.
Yeah, but if you notice, though, every Liverpool player at the past used to touch that going out.
That's right, yeah.
And just think, is psychology a lost art in football, do you think, Philip, for some managers?
No, I'd say it's more than ever now. It's been used more than ever. Yeah.
We've got Colin Crossan. How about Dom and DERMORTON? Oh, the kidding boys, he says. I don't know who's going to be. I don't know which is which. We'll have to discuss that. I know who Philip thinks I am.
I never said a word.
No, I know you think
equalising MK Dons.
Oh, have they? Oh, yeah. We've got Crew 1, Swindon 0. West Brom 1, Blackburn 0, Cardiff 0, Leeds 1. That's a tasty game, Leeds Cardiff, between the fans, isn't it, Philip?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
Has Millwall found the ball yet? Just wondering.
Let's see. Yeah, it's 2 minutes in, so it was 15 minutes late started.
So they found the ball at last.
I believe, yeah. Yeah.
Peter says my all-time favourite tennis player was Martina Navratilova, with whom I shared the same birthday with. Wow. We all know who Donna Connor's favourite tennis player is. Mr. Federer. I love his hairy chest. A bit like Philip, I suppose. Who's your greatest F1 racer of all time? Well, asking Philip this question is like asking how many aliens came down to Earth in the last 6 months. Because Philip hasn't got a clue, have you, about Formula One? He may shock me now. He may shock me. He may shock me with the name here. So, who was the greatest F1 racer of all time, Philip?
I don't really. I know a few of the names. I don't know the sport well enough to who was actually the greatest. I suppose Schumacher must have been one up near the top.
Yeah. Well done, Mr. Brady. Well done. There's hope for you. Yeah, I think there's hope for you becoming an F1 fan yet. You know, there's potential. Got potential to work with. Woohoo. Tranmere have equalised against MK Dons. I think Philip gave you that already. For me, there's my favourite driver, Ayrton Senna. For me, 3 times Formula One world champion. You could go back to Fangio, the first 5-time world champion back in the 50s. Who was a short little fat man, Philip, from Argentina, right?
Yeah.
Talk about no safety. He wore a leather hat. That was his helmet. And a pair of goggles. That no seat belts either, by the way.
Oh no, yeah.
So that's how much safety was in Formula One back in the day. And if you were to crash, you had an option of either sitting in the car or trying to jump out the car so you wouldn't die.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
But for me, Senna
safety hadn't been invented at that stage.
No, for me, Senna and drivers like that for me. But Ayrton Senna for me, he's my all-time hero. Carl Simpson, Donna Flattery will get you everywhere. Well, there you go. Jim Clark in the 60s, had he not been killed, would have become the ultimate. Yeah, he would have been.
That's true. I remember.
Yeah. Died hitting the tree at Hockenheim. When his tire exploded. And the race he really shouldn't have been racing in. It was only a Formula 2 race. And this is a Formula 1 world champion. Back in the day, they used to race in other sporting events as well, Philip, back in the day. So it'd be touring cars, F2, America. They used to do everything.
Well, there wasn't the same money in the sport in those days. So I suppose they had to make it as they could, you know?
Yeah. We've got ENS, mental management is a big part of management these days. Yeah, it is. Mr. Simpson, you're a very nice gentleman. I'm see you around. Dermo and Philip, in the year in the life of a YouTuber. There you go. There's our RTE show for them. Yeah. Just $250,000 each for me and Philip. That's all we asked for. RTE can well afford it. Do you think we might get the same deal as Topity did with RTE? Do you think, Philip? I think we can ask for his same deal.
two chances. One of them slim, and the other one is
Slimmer.
Yeah.
Peter M1 was going to rage. I was going to rage. Somebody had said Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, I just put you. Just go through the chat there, Philip. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't. I can only bring it down because I'm not signed in properly, as you know. So, good morning from Jan Jansen. Good morning, Jan. Peter M saying Matthew laughs. And Tequila 316 answer is one alien come down, Daniel Levy. Keep moving. Colin Cross is saying Dayton Senna, yeah. Matthew, nobody will say Lewis Hamilton, I swear. No, I wouldn't think so.
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, okay. Senna again from Dragon D's Nuts. W choice, wise choice. I presume that's wise choice by Dermot. Matthew. And Peter M saying, yes, sir. Tequila is saying Ian. There's a lot of N's in it. And Ian is hungry. Tequila may have to go raid the fridge in a minute. Ha ha, have you been? When? It's like the only fools and horses quiing. Remember? Quiing. Peter M. the lack of safety in the 50s was related to the bravado of young men who were just too young to serve in World War II, who wanted to prove their courage. Yeah, that's a very good point, Peter. Yeah, you're quite right there. They would have been teenagers at the end of the war, and they wanted to show that they had it in them. Yeah, good point.
It is. Just to give you an update with the scores, Grimsby 2, Notts County 0, Northampton 1, Wigan 0, and Forest Green against Harrogate, it is 0-0. Donna Collins asking Mr. Simpson, are you single? I think he's married. She's after everyone. Go for Philip. Go for Philip. He's a good catch. Go for Philip. He's a farm man. He's a farmer. Farmers in Ireland are a good catch. He's a good catch. Still a bit ill, but I'm still about could use some food myself, mate. Ian says, I didn't know you were sick. The kid get well soon. What's the point? Just woke up to making it. Oh, for fuck's
sake. There we go.
He's back to his old tricks again.
Yeah.
We've got Matthew. Pro wrestling is good. This is now the 90s feeling is getting now. Okay, I haven't watched it for a long time. Cheers, bud. I'm on the mend. Carl Simpson, the same, Philip. For you, Donna, I can be whatever you want me to be. No, I am married.
Yeah. Watch this space, huh?
There's another RTE show for RTE. Donna and Carl on the road. There you go, Philip.
I think they have that already. It's called First Dates.
Now I must go back to sleep, as that's taken that lot out of me.
Right.
Fair enough. Good night.
Good night.
He wants you to sing him a lullaby, Philip.
Nah, I think you're better at that.
No,
singing your Spurs are on their way to Wembley, so.
Yeah. Millwall 0, Middlesbrough 0. The fans have stopped fighting, or they found the football, one or the other. They should call it the new den. It's not like the old den.
It is called the new den. It is called the new den.
Well, they don't have it up there on Sky Sports. That's the den.
Oh yeah, well, I think a lot of people know it's a new den, but anyway, it's still a clip anyway.
Yeah, Colin Cross, John Surtees champion in F1 and motor. Yeah, he was the only motorbike world champion to go over from motorbikes to Formula One and win both world championships in both disciplines. Nobody else has done it since.
Yeah.
So that's the one record I think will never be broken. And then Peter M, to follow up on safety, by the 1970s had become mad with at least one or more stars dying each season. Jackie Stewart led the call for great safety in cars. And it got to a point, Philip, where you would start the season, say, with 22 drivers, right? You would end that season with probably half of them dying on a racetrack.
Yeah, no safety.
But
yeah,
as I said,
Middlesbrough dying at Millwall already. It's 1-0 to Millwall.
And what's the points of favourite songs? It's All I Want for Christmas is Toilet Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just Northampton 1, Wigan 1. We've gone through there. What's this?
1-0 to Wigan. 1-0 to Northampton.
Sorry, Philip, can you just take over for a minute? Sorry.
Yeah, it's 1-0 Northampton, Wigan, and 1-0 Millwall against Middlesbrough. And yeah, the other scores are going through. Grimsby 2, Notts County 0. Notts County won't like that. Morecambe 0, Mansfield 0, Stockport 0, Walsall 0, Sutton 0, Barrow 0, and Tranmere 1, MK Dons 1. 2 early goals there. And earlier on, Chelsea beat Fulham 1-0 with a penalty and injury time in the first half. And Chelsea lucky to stay with 11 men, apparently. So, VAR strikes again. And Queen of the South 0, Alloa 1. A massive game up in Scotland there. And let's see what else. I see Paul Merson is doing one of the commentaries on Sky today. Must be killing him. There's no Champions League. Asian Cup latest, China 0, Tajikistan 0. My God. As I said earlier, Australia 2, India 0. I'm just about to get a visitor, Dermot. Can you hold on? Can you take it for a second? Yeah, thanks.
Hey, where are you going? Where are you going? Hey, come back here. Come back.
I'll be back in a minute. Okay, back in a minute.
All right. He's seen the milkman in. That's what he's doing. Joe Bryan gave Millwall the lead after 10 minutes. That game is behind everything else, guys. So don't worry. No news today, actually. I haven't been given any news. Very quiet today in the transfer market. Maybe they have Saturdays off. Who knows? We've got Pete Matthews saying we're going to get Gallagher in this window. I think we are too. I think it'd be a loan deal myself. I think that's what will happen. But as soon as we get it, of course, guys, we'll bring it to you. Peter M. Carl Simpson should have gone easier on the eggnog and mince pies, mate. Yeah, Peter, you should listen to him. And Carl Simpson, Peter, very true. That was the clear out. Well, thanks for letting us know. We've got Peter M. Matthew Gallagher nearly scored a great goal today with the outside foot. Yeah, it was a great chance, actually, I have to say, Peter from Gallagher. Peter M. Yes, I suppose to believe that this fan base doesn't want him and doesn't rate him. Well, I do rate him, and I do want him. I think he's an upgrade on Højbjerg. I really do, guys. And let me know what you think of in the chat. We've got Queen of the South, the 1-0 down to Alloa. Bobby Wales scored after 25 minutes. And there's my mate. There's Philip's best friend, Paul Merson. Talking a load of shite as always. And then Tequila Dyer was my hero, Dermo. Have you all forgotten him so fast? Yeah, and I will. Eric Dyer for me was as useful as sending Bobo the Clown to get bacon for the fry up. That's how useless that would have been. Look, I stand by what I said the other night about Eric Dyer. Look, great defensive midfielder, but let us down so badly in defense. And if people cannot see that, he got more respect leaving them. And look, the video was much better than the Harry Kane one. I'll give you that. It was more motion into it. There was more. I think emotion is the word. There was more motion in it in the video. And he seemed upset. He didn't want to leave. But you look at Harry Kane, it seemed come across very cold, very robotic, if you know what I mean, with his goodbye message. And I think that's what most fans have sort of latched onto, is the emotion side of it, where Harry Kane should have got more of an outpouring of love when he left. But as I said, his message was not done through Tottenham. It was done on Instagram. It was done on or whatever. And where this one was done through Tottenham. And I feel that Eric Dyer, as bad of a defender he was, I think he's made up. He's never made up for the mistakes he's made. But I think fans have saw another side of him, the vulnerable side, the side that has the emotion of he did care for the club, he did care for the badge, he did care for wearing the shirt. Where as much as Harry Kane is a legend at the club, when he left, it was very much, good times, bad times. I'm going, but don't worry, I might be back one day. I'm going now to chase my trophy. Where I think Eric Dyer, as bad as he was, I think he his emotion of leaving the club, I think, and knowing that he wasn't coming back, knowing that his contract was not going to be extended, knowing that in 6 months' time, that's it. I feel it hit him a bit. So look, am I glad he's gone? Yes. Do I wish him success where he goes? Yes. But I think if Harry Kane had done more of an emotional or more of a emotional goodbye video, I think he would have got more of outpouring than he did, to be fair. We've got Peter M. What odds is Harry convinced himself that he should be a centre back when he was more successful as a holding midfielder? I think because he was getting old and he was getting slower and he couldn't stay in that position for much longer. So I think the club needed a centre back, and he thought, well, I can do that job, save you buying one. Werner's going to shock everyone. Yeah, I think so. I really do. I think he's going to hit the ground running. I think he's used to the Premier League. If you look at these stats from early in his career, they're mental. It's only when he went to Chelsea that he struggled for some reason. Maybe it was the formation. Maybe it was whoever was in charge or whatever. But he's I think in his first time at Leipzig, it was like a goal every other game. It was mental goal scoring. Ian says, much as I didn't like Dyer in the Spurs shirt, he did seem genuine with his message. Kane was just like, yeah, see you. Exactly. And that's the bit. I think that's where people are grabbing onto. I think that's where people are latching onto as well, where they're probably thinking, hang on, Harry, why didn't you not do something like Eric Dyer did? It was more, as I said, there was emotion into it. So yeah, we'll have to see. But big up, I agree with you, Ian. I agree with you. I think it seemed more genuine than Kane's really was. I think Dyer was a bit more articulate than Kane, and that's why Kane often comes across as a bit wooden. I think he has that attitude, and I think that it's right to actually say that about Harry Kane. He is a bit wooden. It's a bit robotic. I think if he showed a bit more emotion when he was leaving, I think he would have got more outpouring of love than he did. I think the video was shot in a garden or shot in an airport somewhere. It seemed like he couldn't wait to get away, where Eric Dyer's video was more like, I don't really want to leave, but I have to. So it's two different types of players and two different types of videos. I just think emotion. I think there was pride on wearing the shirt, pride what it meant to play for Tottenham. I'm not saying Harry Kane wasn't proud to wear for Tottenham, but I think his goodbye video was a little bit wooden at the time. Tequila says, what? So Dyer didn't do a TikTok video as a send-off, or was it me in my underwear last night? Whatever, Tequila. LOL. And then we've got Tequila. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. We've got Matthew. Would you take Kane back after 3 to 4 years? If he wants to come back, come back. I think he will come back to us in the end. I'll take Philip out there, who's gone off. So I think 3 to 4 years. Yeah, I think he will come back. Just give you an update on the scores, guys. It's Crew 1, Swindon 1, Charlie Austin after 30 minutes. Portsmouth Leighton Orient are 1-0 up against Portsmouth. Shaki Foldy after 30 minutes as well. West Brom 2-0 up against Blackburn. Brandon Thomas Askin after 30 minutes. And Morton are 1-0 up against Patrick Thistle. Jack Macmillan is a 31-minute own goal by Daniela. Leighton Orient are 1-0 up at Fratton Park. So there you go. We've got the Scottish Championship. Arbroath 0, Ayr United 0. Dunfermline and Ayr going too quickly. Edinburgh City 0, Falkirk 0. Hamilton 1, Cove 1-0. Kilty 1, Anna 0. Montrose 0, Stirling 0. And then in League 2, we've got Bonnie 0, Dumfleet 1, Eastfile 1, Clyde 0, 451, Egan 0, Spartan 0. It's going too quick. The Women's FA Cup 4th round, Aston Villa 0, Everton 3 for the women. So Everton are into the 5th round of the Women's FA Cup, so fair play to them. Just a Harmless Potato, good afternoon all. Good afternoon, Just a Harmless Potato. How are you doing, sir? We've got Jazz Fusion. If you're asking generally, no from me, Matthew. Tequila says, talk about Palms, talk about Tequila. Peter M, Werner has a big point to prove, and he could go either way. That's why it's a good where we have only option to buy. It is. I agree with that, Peter. I'm 100%. Hi, Joss. We've got Jazz. So I'll be back in a minute, and I can't answer that call, but back in a minute, guys. Just give me 2 minutes. Sorry. Right, guys, sorry about that. We've got Jazz. We've got a few goals. Peterborough got 1-0 up against Charlton. Leeds and 2-0 up against Cardiff. Morton are 1-0 up against Patrick Thistle. There, James McMillan on goal. Dan James on 31 minutes for Leeds puts them 2-0 up against Cardiff. And Evon Mason Clark on 28 minutes puts Peterborough 1-0 up away to Charlton in League One. So, but Leighton Orient are winning 1-0, Daniela, so you should be very happy. And West Brom have now gone 3-0 up against Blackburn. Dominic Ham is a 33-minute own goal. Wow. And at Brunton Park, it's Carlisle 0, Oxford United 0 so far as well, guys. So Wrexham are 0-0 at home to AFC Wimbledon as well, just to give the latest going around. Of course, Chelsea did beat Fulham today. When I'm hearing that if they lose against Middlesbrough, Poch could be on the way out as Chelsea manager. They have contacted Fleck, the German manager, to take over on a 6 month, on 6 months only to take him through the rest of the season. But we're back. Leighton Orient, Daniel, I've just gone 2-0 up as well. I don't know who scored the second goal for you guys. It is 2-0 now. Leighton Orient 2, Portsmouth 0. And also, Borough have gone 1-0 up against Sutton. Ben Whitefield, Egan City have gone up 1-0 up against Forfar, Ross Draper. And Bradford have gone 1-0 up against Colchester. Andy Cook after 35 minutes. But it is Leighton Orient 0, Leighton Orient 2, Portsmouth 0, guys. I don't know who. I will give you the score as soon as I get it. But good stuff there for Leighton Orient. Let's see now. Southampton, of course, have gone 1-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday. She Adams, I think Southampton on an amazing run at the moment. Clyde have equalised against East File. Martin Rennie, 35 minutes. And Leighton Orient, it was Jordan Brown, Daniela, who got the second goal for Leighton Orient away at Fratton Park at Portsmouth. Jordan Brown, 35 minutes. So Leighton Orient are 2-0 up. Good result for you. Jazz Fusion, yeah, meant for everyone. Tequila Austin 36 says, I just whipped your watershed. Yep, that's true. We've got Carl. Mr. Sketches was just more controlled and braved it up in the video. As you also have to remember, Levy was angry with him. He offered Jim £450,000 a week to renew, and he said no. I know. Yeah, obviously, Shem Town, big up Shem. Eric Dyer was done by Spurs TV. Kane was locked out and kicked out, had no choice. I suppose if you look at it that way, yeah, that's true. We've got Kane is a very private guy and quite shy when talking. I have no doubt that Kane was proud to wear the shirt, but years of underachievement left him mentally exhausted. I wasn't trying to say that he was West Ham, but Birmingham have kept up their brilliant record of losing games. Swansea have gone 1-0 up. Harry Darling, after 36 minutes, I put Swansea 1-0 up. I'm not saying Harry wasn't proud to wear the shirt. I just feel I just feel, maybe it was a hard time for him, I suppose. So yeah, I suppose it was, Peter, and maybe I've been a bit too harsh on him. Kane as manager of Tottenham, I would love it. Maybe one day. Hopefully, Kane can replicate the other great recent player to manage England internationals. Maybe Tequila, maybe. Such as Rooney, Lampard, and Gerrard. Yeah. Not very good. Huddersfield 1, Plymouth 1. Huddersfield have equalised. Josh Koroma, 38 minutes. So now Huddersfield are back in the game. That's turned out to be a good game, it looks like, actually, at the John Smith Stadium. So Huddersfield 1, Plymouth 1. We've got free for all and anything goes. Yep, that's it. Tequila says, Tequila, Kane has a brain and knows how to change a game, but then I don't know. I can't see Kane in management. He's too reserved. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if he can, but I think you have to have attitude, a bit like Graham Souness or something like that, become a manager. He's a big man. He's big in the middle of the park. And just giving an update from League One, Oxford United have just taken the lead against Carlisle Harris on the 39th minute. We've got Parker was probably the best of the recent bunch. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually, Tequila. It was. Carl Simpson, Kane doesn't want to stay in football when he retires. I don't think he does. As a next England player to be manager, Birmingham have now just equalised Dembele after 38 minutes. So Birmingham are back on level terms against Swansea. That didn't take long for Birmingham to get back into it. Fair play to them. And I hope Tony Mowbray does well at Birmingham, actually. I can only see Kane going down the Bobby Charlton route and becoming the director at Spurs. Maybe so. Maybe you can see that, actually. We've got Jazz Fusion. Kane has never struck me as a leader of men. He has no experience of coaching. Hard pass. I'm really happy. I bet you are, Daniela. 2-0 up here. And I think you've got another goal. No, it is still 2-0. Frode after 30 minutes and then Brown after 35. Grimsby have gone 2-1 up. Notts County got one back against Grimsby. David McGoldrick after 39 minutes. He's got one back for Notts County, so they're back in the hunt in League Two. And just to give you little scores, of course, there's no other scores at the moment, guys. Matthew, Carl Simpson, like what Hollywood you mean? We want Poch to stay, Dermo. Oh, yeah, I suppose if he's doing a grand job at Chelsea, why not? Yes, Matthew, snakes will be snakes. Hans Flick, interested. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, Jazz. That's what I'm hearing, that Todd Bowley's already started talks with him to take over 6 months. If Poch is sacked. Now, if Poch loses to Middlesbrough on Wednesday or Tuesday, I think that could be a big game changer for Chelsea. I think Poch then will have no way to go. I think they're out of Europe. They'll be out then of the League Cup. And I think then if they're losing the FA Cup, then there's nothing for them to play for. So what's the point in them hold on to a manager? Now, do you give them a chance to next season? I don't think Todd Bowley's like that. I think he will turn around and say, right, I've had enough. You've had your chance. It's gone. Carl Simpson, James Bond, Kane, we need that. Tequila, please leave a like for the THFC till I die, boys. Thank you so much, Tequila. It's very kind of you. Orient offline, thank you for the update, Dermot. No problem, Daniela. Big up. That's the channel there. Thank you so much, Tequila. Dermot, do you reckon we see Romero and squad tomorrow? No, I don't think we will, Daniela. I think for what I saw in the press conference last night, I don't think he's fit enough. So I think you may see Romero, you may see Van der Ven and Rudu making his Premier League debut tomorrow. I think that will be an awesome back. Two, we've got NGL, Kane as Batman, and Bruce Wayne would be fire. Daniela, I would think he should be in the squad. He might be in the squad, but I don't think he'll play. I really don't. There, please get over to the Full Time Sports Network if you can as well, guys. And please get over to Tequila's gaming channel, podcast channel. Please hit a like there. Support them all. Cheers, lads and ladies. I've played the game. Big up to El Tel Cockerel. Afternoon, Dermot and chat. Big up El Tel Cockerel. And then, of course, we've got El Tel's channel as well. Please get over there and hit a like up there as well. Please, guys. We've got Big T. Big up, everyone. big up. We've got Peter M. Hair flick from Hello, or the other guy. We've got All Right Tequila, and also, yeah, big up Talking Ball as well. Hate to say it, but I think Chavs will beat Borough at home. I don't think they will, Ian. I have a funny feeling that Middlesbrough could throw a surprise there. I really, really do. Really do. We've got a lot of them saying probably Ines, I agree. And Romero isn't ready. No, he is not, guys. Well, that's me up to date with the chat. Quinn in the South equalised against Alloa. Leeds Connolly after 43 minutes. So that is the latest I've got from there. Leeds, of course, are 2-0 up. Southampton 1-0 up at home to Sheffield Wednesday. Okay. Philip's laptop is now absolutely dying. We've got Carl Simpson. Carrick doing well. Can see him as the next manager, or maybe I can see him at the next United manager, actually. Personally, myself, I think he's the only one. I think it's sort of like Alex Ferguson that might be able to take that club back out the doldrums that they're in. But Barnsley have taken the lead against Bristol Rovers. Cole after 43 minutes. Of course, it's half time. It's Morecambe 0, Mansfield 0, and a goal at Sutton as well. Sutton have equalised against Borough. Harry Beautyman after 44 minutes, and Wraith Rovers 1. Queen's Park have equalised. Cameron Bruce after 42 minutes as well. But it is half time at Morecambe. Morecambe 0, Mansfield 0. So that is the first half time. Look, I can see them doing it. And Barnsley, of course, are 1-0 up against Bristol Rovers. Cole after 43. Half time, Bonnyrigg Rose 1, Dumbarton 0. So Bonnyrigg Rose are up. Just in, Tottenham Hotspur are in the $6 million loan deal for Calvin Phillips. Phillips has struggled to settle in the Etihad since he's $45 million from Leeds. I have heard something along them lines, actually, Carl. I actually asked the question: is there any update on Phillips? I will ask that question for you. So I have asked the question. Look, it wouldn't be a bad move for Phillips. Phillips would like Phillips at Tottenham. I think he would, but I prefer Gallagher myself. But look, still a good player, and he will do a good job. Peter Ram, I hope you're right about Borough Chelsea game. Dermot saying right. Fine by me. I like Phillips at Leeds anyway. Carl Simpson, I see you, Carl. I have heard we're already in talks for the potential Phillips move. I've heard the same. I'm just waiting for it. I've actually asked for an update. That's what I'm asking, Carl. So I'll give it to you first here. They were talking about some moves go to. I don't think that's true. I don't think that is true as well. A lot of half times going here. Morton 1, Patrick Thistle 0, East 5-1, Clyde 1, half time at 4-5, Egan City are 1-0 up. Half time, Shrewsbury 0, Stevenage 0, Akron and Stanley 0, Gillingham 0, Wickham 1, Lincoln 0 half time, Montrose 0, Stirling, Albion 0. That is half time as well. Of course, Bolton 0, Cheltenham 0 at the Tough Street Community Stadium. That's also 0-0. Thank you, Dermot. Look forward to the update. I want Phillips and Gallagher, sell Højbjerg and Skip. Yeah, I agree with you. Once one comes in, I think one will go out, Carl. I think that's what Tottenham will have to do now. And then Phillips at Spurs would give him a chance for the Euros. If it's a loan, perhaps we could get Gallagher in the side. Well, what I'm hearing is if Gallagher does come in, it will be a loan deal as well, and we'll buy him in the summer. So it wouldn't do any harm to get our summer business started early now and get it in and get who we want in the summer and get it done. Why not do it in this window? Why not be ahead of everyone? Why not get our summer business done as well and that we can start preparing on the 1st of July, when the 1st of June, when the window opens, bang, 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 and get them in before pre-season. That's what you want. Daniela Sandover as well. Big up One Love. Big up Daniela as well. As you notice, Philip is not with me. He's gone off. His laptop is basically knackered, so he's had a broken laptop. So I am on my Todd. And then Peter M says, I agree about the Southern business now, if possible. Yeah, I think it's worth doing it. I think it's worth getting it all in there. Just a few more half times. Stoke have taken the lead against Rotherham. Lewis Baker on injury time. And then we've got half time. Huddersfield 1, Plymouth 1. Half time at Southampton 1-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday. Half time in the National League. East Line 0, Southend 0. Guys, I'm going to take a couple of minutes break. I need to go and get myself a drink. So I will be back in about a couple of minutes. So give me a few minutes and I will be back. All right. Back in a minute, guys. Do you want to go out and quickly get a laptop for you? Oh, hang on. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just on the phone to Philip. He is coming in. So we will be there. We've got Philip has gone clubbing as Tom Jones. The problem is cannot find the medallion. That's the problem. Anyway, that could have backfired. Putting trousers up. Very funny. Very, very funny. Justin, THSV are on a loan deal for Cameron Phillips. The deal will cost $6 million from 30 years signed up. Well, I've asked the question. Yeah, very funny, Carl. I'm really, yeah, very funny. Uh-huh. And then glad that was Philip on the phone, not some 0899 number. Very funny. Very funny, guys. Yeah, it is 0-0. A goal at Middlesbrough have equalised. Lucas Anfield Eagle has equalised. But these are the championship scores for you guys. Birmingham 1, Swansea 1, Cardiff 0, Leeds 2, Coventry 3, Leicester 1, Huddersfield 1, Plymouth 1, Millwall 1, Middlesbrough 1, Preston 0, Bristol City 0, Rotherham 0, Stoke 1, Southampton 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Southampton on the amazing run at the moment. And West Brom 3, Blackburn 0. But the Millwall-Middlesbrough game is still playing. They didn't kick off 15 minutes late than everyone else. So that game is ongoing. Of course, currently it is 1-1 at the moment. League 2 is just half-time. Stockport 1, Walsall 1 as well in League 2. Southampton's fine in the Championship. Again, I think they will win today. Some good Coventry, that's full time, beating Leicester 3-1. That's a good result for Coventry. Leeds, of course, 2-0 up against Cardiff. Can't see Leeds throwing that away. Birmingham, Swansea, I think it's the game to look out for, to be fair. I think Birmingham get a win, then it proves how bad Wayne Rooney was as manager. Just waiting for Sky Sports Saturday to change it to League One. They're so slow. Absolutely so slow, guys. Absolutely painfully slow. They're riding at Stoke, so I have to go a bit slower in League 2. We've got League 1, of course, Barnsley 1, Bristol City's. Look, you're looking at League 2 and the big results there. Grimsby 2, Notts County 2. That looks a hell of a game. Sutton 1, Borough 1. Wrexham on 0-0 against AFC Wimbledon, which I think is a good shot. We've got Ashley Phillips from Carl Simpson. Ashley Phillips is playing well. Apparently, he is playing very well at the moment. He really is. So big. Look, it would be a good signing for me, but I think Gallagher would bring you more than Phillips. But I'm greedy. I want to. Let me know, guys, what you think. Let me know who you want. Do you want Gallagher? Do you want Phillips in? I might actually put that as a poll. So let's put that as a poll, guys. We've got League 1 here. Half time, apart from Bolton and the Cambridge game. Barnsley 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Blackburn 1, Blackpool 1, Exeter 0. Bolton against Cheltenham, Cambridge United against Fleetwood, all both 0-0, both still playing. Carlisle 0, Oxford United 1, Charlton 0, Peterborough United 1, Northampton Town 1, Wigan Athletic 0. Portsmouth 0, Leyton Orient 3 there for you, Daniela. They've gone 3-0 up. I know I didn't miss the third goal. So big up to Leyton Orient there. Reading 0, Port Vale 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, Stevenage City 0, Wycombe Wanderers 1, Lincoln City 0. So Reading, Port Vale are still playing, as well as Cambridge United and Fleetwood Town against Bolton, against Cheltenham United 0-0. So them games are 0-0. But big result there, I think, for Leyton Orient, who needed the win today against Portsmouth, guys. He really did. So let's do this poll. Who would you prefer at Spurs? Who would you like? I'm going to put this now as a poll so you guys get to do it. So Phillips has won. And then where's Gallagher? Okay, there we go. Put this in for you now, guys. There we go. There is the poll. In the chat, guys. Who would you like at Spurs, Phillips or Gallagher? So, yeah, I will look at the League One table now in a minute there. for you, Daniela, just very quickly. Now, League One. League One. Right. So, where's Leighton Orient here? Leighton Orient, a win today. 32, 33, 34, 35. You will go up to 10th place today, Daniela. Here he is. He's back.
Well, oh yeah.
Look at him. Look at how stylish he is. Anyway, League Two, just very quickly, Philip, sorry. League Two, all the games are in. Accrington Stanley, 0. Gillingham, 0. Colchester United, 0. Bradford City, 1. Crawley, 0. Salford City, 0. That's a big result. Crewe, 1. Swindon, 1. Doncaster Rovers, 0. Colombo Happy. Newport Pagnell, 0. Doncaster there, Philip. Do you think Colin would be happy or a bit iffy with that 0-0?
Well, sure. You're not losing anyway. And I wonder, is Matthew Craig playing today?
Oh, I wonder if he is. Grimsby 2. This is a cracking game, Philip. Halftime. Grimsby 2, Notts County 2. That's a cracking game.
It was 2-0 to Grimsby there for a while.
It was. Morecambe 0, Mansfield 0. That game is still playing. Stockport 1, Walsall 1, Sutton 1, Borough 1. Tranmere Rovers back in the day. John Aldridge, League Cup final back in the day, Philip. 1, MK Dons 0, and Wrexham 0, AFC Wimbledon 1. Which is the original Wimbledon, Philip? AFC Wimbledon or MK Dons?
MK Dons, I think, were the original Wimbledon.
So who are AFC Wimbledon?
They were. I'm not quite sure. I forget the actual history of that, but Wimbledon moved to Milton Keynes, I think, and became MK Dons. Yeah, Dons being Wimbledon, you know. So. Then the other lot came along after that.
Now, as you can see, Philip is on his phone. Because his laptop's had an argument with him. And his laptop says, Philip, I'm doing no more work. I'm having Saturday off. So Philip said, if you don't work, I'm going to hit you with a hammer.
Might be having all week off. I think it's going to be having all week off by the looks of it. It's a fatal error I'm after getting on it. So,
you sure you didn't hit it with a hammer?
No, I didn't touch it. No, I didn't touch it. Funny, the last picture to appear on it, though, that I saw was you. So I think you must have something to do with this.
There you go. You can't say your laptop didn't have good taste.
Maybe you just couldn't stand the strain.
Very funny. Very funny. Scottish Championship, Arbroath 0, Ayr United 0. Dunfermline against Eden Owen has been postponed.
The way that it worked. No.
Hello, which way are you going? Sideways. Morton 1. You're giving me they give me so much. You've given. Hello, he's gone black now.
Jesus, I don't know what the hell is going on here.
I don't know. We can hear you. Now. Oh, he's gone. Queen of the South 1, Alloa 1. So there you go. We got. So let me see how the poll's going. Actually, hello, he's back in. He's back in again.
I'm going to go in Australian mode. Yeah.
Okay. Now I did a poll, Philip, in the chat. Who would you like at Spurs, Phillips or Gallagher? And at the moment, it's 50-50 from the chat, Philip. 8 votes, only 4 minutes in. So, who would you prefer, Phillips or Gallagher, Philip? Who would you prefer?
I prefer Gallagher. I think he's more what we need. Phillips has been a bit part player at City since he went there, so he hasn't had a lot of game time. So Gallagher would be the one for me. Although Phillips is a good player, but Gallagher would be my selection.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been an interesting day, isn't it? No championship football, no Premier League football, Philip.
It's weird why there's only a few games in the Premiership this weekend. It really is very strange.
It's the winter break, isn't it? So everyone's probably trying to catch up with everyone else.
The other teams, what about the teams that are playing this weekend? They're not getting the break, you know?
No.
Unless there's other ones playing next weekend instead.
When is the FA Cup, Philip?
2 weeks' time. This weekend fortnight, 2 weeks.
So the 25th.
We play on the 27th. We play on the 26th. Sorry, 26th. Friday
of
night.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, come on, you Spurs. Spurs are on the way to Wembley. I would love to have seen the game between Queen of the South versus King Henry VIII back in the 1500s.
I can't figure that one out. Yeah.
I can't. By the way, Millwall are 1-1 with Middlesbrough at halftime. That game has just become halftime. They are behind everyone else. We have a break after United. I just got to pop out back in a bit. Okay, Carl Simpson, Edem, a couple of young Irish lads that came through St. Kelvin's boys on move. Luke Brown about to sign for Palace, and Kevin Safi has signed for Roma. Wow.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
That's the second Irish lad now to go from the Irish League to an Italian side, Philip.
Yeah.
Who's the other lad? Did he sign for sorry. Did he sign for AC Milan? Was it? Or
yeah.
Inter Milan?
I think it was one of them. I can't just remember his name now, but
yeah,
it's good. It's good for their development. At least they'll be playing, in good quality opposition over there and everything. So yeah, good for them. I hope they make it.
Geez, Carl says Bonnie Rig need to be near the top of the league. Yeah,
they're one each at the minute. Dumbarton just equalised.
We've got welcome back to Philip, says Ian.
Thank you, Ian.
Hey, Dermot, any transfer news? Transfer just joined the stream. I've asked a few questions. I'm waiting for a response. Either he's busy working or he's taken the day off. I don't know. Dermot, could you possibly look at the League One table? If you could, I did, Daniela. And if you win today, if my maths is right, Philip, 32 and 3 points, that will give him the 35, so he'd be up to 10th place in the league. Not far off the playoffs from Leyton Orient, by the way, Philip, as well. Barnsley and 6 are on 43. So how many points would they be behind now if they win today? They're up to 10th. So Barnsley are on 43. So Leyton Orient would have 35 points after
8 points. 8 points back.
It's not far, is it, Philip?
It's not insurmountable. It's not insurmountable now. So
the League One, I can give the League One. Portsmouth are top on 53. Bolton Wanderers are second on 51, with 3 games in hand. Philip on 24. Portsmouth have played 26. Bolton have only played 24. Peterborough United with a win today, I think, would have gone into the top 2. They've played a game more than Bolton Wanderers. Derby are in 4th place at the moment, Philip, on 49 points as well. Only one loss out of the last 5, Philip, for Derby. They're playing very well. Oxford United were in 5th place. Now, a win today for Oxford United would put them level with Derby and Peterborough on 49 points. And Barnsley, of course, on 43. Stevenage up there on 43 as well. So the goal difference kept them out the playoff place. Blackpool in 8th place on 39. Northampton Town on 36. So Luca comes in, only 3 points off Blackpool. And then, of course, Lincoln City and Leyton Orient 12. But a win today will put them above Bristol Rovers, who I think are losing, if I'm rightly, as well. So we'll keep up to date in that, Daniel.
Yeah. I just see the match between Bolton and Cheltenham has been abandoned because of a medical emergency in the crowd.
Oh, no. There seems to be a lot of that at the moment, doesn't there, Philip?
Yeah, I think it may happen a lot more than we actually ever know about. But I think what they're doing now is they're not playing the matches on; they're just cancelling the matches.
Yeah. We've got Edem saying it was Kevin Safi. He signed for Roma from Inter. All right. Oh, that was the young lad that went over, Philip. That signed for Inter Milan. He's now signed for Jose Mourinho's Roma.
Good for him.
Yeah. What's the point? Says I'm going to start a fish and chip shop over in Rome with a sign on the door saying no pasta allowed.
I won't get on well in Italy.
No,
I love that.
Matthew says I do love Calvin Phillips too, and Edem Josh Keeley has been starting for Barnet since he signed another St. Kevin's boys.
Yeah,
they seem they seem to bring through some very good players at St. Kevin's boys, don't they, Philip? They seem to be graduating some really good talent there.
They're doing a lot of them going to the League of Ireland. Like Josh Keeley and St. Pat's did very well out of that transfer as well, by the way. And now he's playing for Barnet. Good lad. He's a good lad. He's pushing for an Irish place soon, I'd say.
And also, Daniela said it also happens that the Orient versus Lincoln game that was abandoned. A bit worrying that it will happen a lot. Yeah, I think it will. Look, Philip, I just wonder, as we're at half time, and we're going to go through a little bit now on transfers and the past. We were talking last night about transfers and transfers going up and up and up, Philip. I watched that documentary that somebody in chat said about the Manchester City UEFA thing.
Yeah.
How were they allowed to get away with that decision, Philip? UEFA made some big blunders in that investigation against Manchester City.
Yeah.
And a lot of the answers was a misunderstanding, or I'm not interested, or wasn't it? Something along them line. Firstly, Philip, do you feel your UEFA are just as corrupt as, say, Man City are?
Oh God. I'd say they're more corrupt because Man City are one club, UEFA are a huge organization, so the possibilities of corruption is much higher because you have a lot more employees.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Man City are pretty much in cahoots with them, I think. So the Man City, look at the Everton situation. Everton have one offence and they get 10 points deducted. Man City have 115 offences and they're still playing away. No deductions, no nothing. They're not cooperating with the investigation, but they're not being punished either. So what's the explanation behind that? I would love to know.
Yeah, I do. Then we've got to just get back into it. We've got what's the points? And any of you two remember the comedy film The Blazing Saddles?
Oh, my favourite film. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. And then Daniel Zito, I have a feeling a tight game tomorrow, but I'm going for a 2-0 win, maybe a Warner debut goal. Dragerson needs to start. Would you agree? I think he is going to start. I think he is going to.
His paperwork has come through, apparently, so he's entitled to start.
Yeah.
And they're just wondering, would they play himself and Mickey van der Ven together, or would they play one of them just and keep the other one in reserve?
Well, who else have got playing? Philip Davis is out with the hamstring.
Yeah, Emerson Royale, it seems to be the other one. But I'd say they'll throw the two of them because look at Mickey van der Ven. He had 1 day's training before the first game of the season at Brentford, and he was in like a shot. So I'd say he'll play. You're good enough, you can play. So that's it.
Exactly. Oxford United have gone 2-0 up against Carlisle, Philip. Sutton have gone 2-1 up against Borough. Accrington Stanley have now taken the lead against Gillingham. And Alex Goran of Forest Green has been sent off for a second bookable offence. So Forest Green are down to 10 men. Bolton against Cheltenham has now been abandoned. Yeah. So that's just come up there. There is and Cheltenham have just equalised against Peterborough United. Alfie May after 49 minutes. Philip, there seems to be a lot of abandonments for medical emergencies.
Yeah, I think it's policy now. I think it's a policy. They just do it. But before you mightn't have even heard about it. Now you're hearing about it. Although you wonder why they abandon it, because I mean, certainly if there's medical attention in the crowd, surely they can get the person away in an ambulance and away you go. You know.
Yeah,
it's a strange one.
It is. Or maybe these lower clubs haven't got the facilities to do that, Philip, where the Premier League clubs have.
That's true.
You know, and it sort of goes on to my next question about what's happening with Man City. You look at the way they were funneling money into the club, Philip, and the way they were doing it through the emails and through different companies and different
sponsorships and stuff like that.
Sponsorships like that. And then you talk about the period and money's supposed to filter down between all the different leagues, right? Between the Premier League to League One, League Two, and then non-league. You see clubs down the bottom of the league still struggling, Philip, still apparently going to go to the wall. Clubs still fighting for their lives. Does the structure, do you think, need changing, Philip, between the Premier League, or does the Premier League have to do more? Because it doesn't seem, in my view, to be doing enough to help the lower teams or the lesser teams in the lower leagues survive more. Do you know what I mean? So what does the Premier League have to do, or what does the FA have to do in that sort of way?
In the past, in years gone by, right, lower league teams survived by grooming young players, bringing on young players, which would then be bought up by the higher league teams,
Yeah.
and that's how they survived. Now that's largely gone by the board now, because if you want to play it now, chances are you go to Italy or Spain or France to get him. You don't go to the lower leagues, and that's why the clubs are really neglecting the lower league teams. That's why a lot of them are struggling. Now this trickle down economics, the money's supposed to trickle down from the Premier League, that doesn't work. Trickle down economics does not work anyway. It doesn't work in America. It doesn't work anywhere. So I think there's got to be something done. Maybe the lower league teams are relying on TV money, but how often do you see them on TV? You don't. You know, I honestly I don't know how they're surviving, because I mean I'd love to do I did it once, but I can't remember the figures. I did an average bit of research to see what a player in League Two is earning. What the salary of a player in League Two is earning, and it's not very much, and most of them are on 1 year contracts, which means their livelihood is only guaranteed for a very short period. Players can let them go at the end of each year, which you never see in the Premiership. You never see a Premiership player signing a 1 year contract.
No,
it's a 4 or 5 year contract.
Unless they're older, Philip.
Unless they're older, unless they're older, yeah. But young people now. I'm going to do a bit more research into that, because I think it's a thing that players coming in at the lower level have a much lesser chance of breaking through now because of the foreign player thing.
Yeah.
And that is probably the main reason why clubs are struggling, not getting transfer fees in.
Yeah. Look, I just want to go through some scores. Southend got 1-0 up against Eastleigh in the Jackie Bridge after 57 minutes penalty, Philip. Grimsby are now 3-2 up against Notts County. Harry Clifton, 52 minutes. Bren Wilmerson has been sent off for Hamilton serious foul, playing 55 minutes or so. Hamilton are down to 10 men. And Queen's Park have taken the lead against Wraith Rovers. Sean Welsh after 56 minutes. And it was Aggie that scored for Leyton Orient, the third goal in injury time. Philip, look, you look at the Man City. I go back to. I would recommend anyone to watch that documentary.
Yeah.
That on YouTube. It's really interesting. Does that prove then overseas? You look at PSG that are owned by Middle Eastern. You look at Newcastle. You look at Chelsea. Is there something into all these investigations, Philip, that there are up to something? And do you also think the way Daniel Levy, how much criticism he's got, the way he runs Tottenham, is the model how to run a football club? I know. Yeah. So before you answer that, sorry, big up the Spurs Ninja as well. He says, says big up lads in chat. Hope you're well. After Philip gets his answer out, we have got a few comments to go through, so I will get through them. Go on, Philip. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like we've always known, probably frustratingly, that Tottenham were a well-run club. We probably thought they were too well-run. In fact, they were too tight with the money. But I think now it's coming out that Tottenham are being used as the beacon of how to run a club. Not only do you get the football income, but you also have ancillary income from concerts and boxing matches and what have you. And I think Spurs are now the envy of a lot of teams. Like Newcastle would love to be like Spurs. Newcastle are hamstrung by the FFP now. They may have to sell Bueno Guimaraes to absolutely be able to buy any more players. And that's selling the best player to get more in. Chelsea are under investigation. Man City are under investigation. Everton have been shafted.
Yeah.
And Nottingham Forest but got off. And who knows who's coming next. So Tottenham are a well-run club. We might have complained about it in the past. But I'll tell you one thing, there's no fear Tottenham will ever get done under FFP under Daniel Levy. That's for sure.
No, that's true. Matthew, every club to some extent does corruption. If we get caught, but we could get out because we are a really recognised club who people watch. If they take Spurs out, they won't get an audience. I don't think Tottenham will get caught. Mansfield have just taken the lead against Morecambe. Philip Billy Cargill, 61 minutes. That goes. And Birmingham, because equalised when you're off, Philip, it's now 1-1.
Okay.
So Birmingham playing well. We've got the Defoe thing, Philip. Is that the only thing the FA can chuck at Tottenham?
Looks like it. I mean, that's going back to 2007. That's what, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
So, like, the punishment for that, let's say it's something they've known about for 17 years. It's not as if it's come out of the woodwork just now. They've known about it, but didn't do anything about it. I think there might be a financial punishment. I cannot see a point for punishment for that.
Yeah.
Because if you class it on the scale of what's happened at Man City and Everton, it doesn't even it doesn't even reach the charts. It doesn't even scratch the surface of what City and Chelsea have been doing. So,
Yeah.
no doubt they'll try and throw the book at Tottenham in some way, but it'll be a minor offence. I think that'll go down as.
So, what after watching that documentary, Philip, last night, I'm more convinced that ever Chelsea are up to the next in skullduggery.
They have been, yeah.
Now, we know how they got out of it the last time because UEFA didn't do their job correctly. Let's be... They didn't do their... In fact, there was one bit, wasn't there, they should have pushed on and they never did. Do you think UEFA have learnt from their mistakes, Philip, and they think, right, we're going to do it differently this time?
Well,
do you think the Premier League have learnt from UEFA's mistakes, I should say? Sorry, go on.
The only thing that's going to save Chelsea this time is the fact that they actually reported the offences themselves. There was the offences that were carried out under a previous administration, the Abramovich era.
I was talking about Man City, Philip.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying Man City have not cooperated, so they've left themselves wide open. And unless I'm open to correction on this, but I think whatever decision is reached in Man City, they cannot appeal it.
No.
Whereas I think Chelsea will be in a position to appeal any punishment given out to them. So if that's the case, and UEFA and the Premier League do their job correctly, Manchester City could be heading for a huge points deduction, removal of trophies won or whatever. Yeah. You just don't know. And if it happens to Chelsea and it relates to the year we came second to them, does that mean we win the league? Wishful thinking, I know.
Yeah, I think it's more, if you look at Chelsea, look, I want to go through the chat and then we'll get back to it, Philip. I think we stumbled on an interesting goal, and I hope everyone's enjoying it. So do get your thoughts in the chat. Do get your questions into me and Philip about this as well. It's a great documentary. Swansea, I've gone 2-1 up against Birmingham now, Philip. Jamel low. So Birmingham are keeping up to their usual standard of losing games. And also, Wrexham have gone 1-0 up against AFC Wimbledon. Stephen Fletcher after 61 minutes. So Wrexham very highly in the league, Philip. Might get promotion. Can you see it happening? I think I can.
I can, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Money talks down that in that end of the league, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's County equalised as well against Grimsby, 3 each.
Yeah, I just seen that. Big T says 4-0 win for Spurs. Big up, Big T. Listen, Big T, if you're around
optimistic.
If you're around tomorrow, do you want to join me and Colin for the watch along here on THFC till the lie? Let us know if you know. Just imagine doing that one there, Philip. I won't mention the name because I don't like the name for obvious reasons. But can you play in our centre forward, Philip?
Just imagine playing as a centre. Oh yeah, no, I think that's okay because that's a character in that's a character in Blazing Saddles. Yeah,
I just to be fair, Philip, I don't like the name.
Oh, I know that. Yeah,
I don't like the use of that. Even if it's a film and that, I still never have done, Philip. Yeah. Peter M says, I think it'd be a tight game tomorrow, which we were capable of winning at Old Trafford. It's always a tough place to go. We will be subjected to referees' home team bias. I don't think so.
I wonder who the referee is tomorrow.
I'm going to do that. Or you have all that information tonight, Philip, for the podcast. All that for you tonight. The youngster's Gray at Leeds. I'd rather see it Spurs instead of Phillips or Gallagher. That's another name in the pot there.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of mentions, that young lad Gray. But yeah.
We've got Martin Knightsbridge as well. He says, afternoon, Tron and Phil. Got a good feeling about tomorrow. So do I.
Hopefully.
The Keelan says, what's wrong with you guys? Vote Phillips. Martin Knightsbridge, vote Phillips. We've got do you want to read that name out? I know Raju.
Just new Raju.
Gallagher will cost more than 50 million. Phillips is available on a loan. He's a decent player. I will take Phillips and sign Adam Warthen for the future. Well, Gallagher will go for 45 million, by the way. That's the latest I'm hearing. And also we can get it on the deal and we can actually get it lower than 45 million. Tequila says Chelsea are full of snakes. Eltel Cockerel, big up. Thank you, Raju, for joining us. Please hit the like button, subscription button, and everything else. Notification bell for more shows coming up. We've got Eltel Cockerell. Philip, please. Big up to Eltel Cockerell. Talking sense. Here's a plug for your efforts. So there you go. Technically, we should have had 2 Premier League titles by now, 2017 and 2016. We should do. Big up to Luke Chapman as well. It says goalkeeper Matt Thompson has returned to Newcastle United at the conclusion of his loan spell. Thompson made 20 appearances for the Cobblers during the first half of the season, and manager John Brady. Elto Cockerell, Phillips makes more sense so economically and would cost much lower, which means more of the other options in the summer. How many caps has Gallagher got compared to Phillips? Look, Elto says, I rest my case. Look, I think Phillips is hot. Look, Gallagher is a well-established player. I think he's a better player technically than Phillips. I think he proved that at Crystal Palace. He was a far better player. I think Phillips went to a bigger club and it hasn't, A, he hasn't got into the team, but B, I'm hearing that his attitude hasn't been good as well within training and within the camp. So do we want another bad egg within the Tottenham group? Or do we want a player that just wants to come there, knuckle down, plays football and not tries to cause... And he has to... So where are you on this, Philip? Do you think he may be a good non-problem at Leeds, but has Man City ruined Phillips within a way, Philip? Do you know what I mean? Do you know, with all the other egos that are at Man City at the moment?
Well, Phillips was a big fish in a small pond at Leeds. He was one of their best players. He was actually the opposite when he went to City. He was a small fish in a big pond, and just wasn't able to force himself into the team. And if he has an attitude problem, then I don't want that. Like, we want players. You can see the enthusiasm Werner has had for coming in. You can see the enthusiasm Dragusa when he could have chosen Bayern Munich and he chose Tottenham. That's the type of player I want to see at Tottenham.
Yeah.
And if, I'll say the same. If Gallagher doesn't want to come, then don't bring him. You know, but I want players that'll play for the shirt and show some passion. And from that point of view, I take either of them, providing they can meet that criteria.
Just to give you an update, Southampton got 2-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday. Adam Armstrong after 63 minutes. Grimsby 4, Notts County 3, Philip. What a game there. Asa after 62 minutes. Blackburn got 1-1 back against West Brom. Jake Garrett on 60 minutes. And Preston are 1-0 up against Bristol City. Will Keane after 65 minutes.
It's gone 4-1 now to West Brom. They just scored again.
Feck. Just wait for that goal to come up to give it to you. Like Southampton are on some run at the moment, aren't they, Philip? In the championship,
yeah, they're doing very well, very well. Yeah,
I want to say big up to Adrian Char as well. Big up. Go and check out China's goal, chalked off by VAR. I love it. Look at that, sir.
Nice.
And big up to Wayne Bonner, who's gifted 1 membership, Philip, as well. Big up. Thank you so much, Wayne. Who has he gifted that to? And it's Danny Reese. Danny Reese has been gifted a membership by Wayne. So, Danny, if you are in there, give Wayne a massive thank you for gifting you that membership. There is a load of membership stuff coming. Now, with Philip no laptop, I will be doing the membership stuff myself today, because Philip can't do everything on his phone. So, all the pre-records I will be doing by myself. But Philip will go through the team before that. So we sort of organised that and what we think was going to play. But big up Wayne. We've got a few comments here to check out as well, Philip. We've got Wayne Bonner. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. Ready for our 4-0 demolition of Man City tomorrow. Big up Wayne Bonner. And thank you so much, Wayne, for the donated membership as well. You're very kind. Peter M. Tequila, I'm interested. I'm listening and taking on board Elto's good points above. It is good points, but I don't know. I prefer Gallagher than Phillips myself. Phillips technically was perfect Leeds, just needs a new start, a bit like Werner.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm Gallagher obsessed, and Dermot, you know too. Yeah, look, I think Gallagher's my fair bet. Wrexham have just gone 2-0 up as well. There's a woman, I don't know if you see her, Philip, doing the hello. Yeah. There's a big yawn coming. There's a yawn coming.
Yeah. I can see the blondie woman, yeah.
No, she's not blonde, Philip. Anyway, this lady is doing
black and white. Yeah, you watching in black and white?
No, she's not blonde. She's doing the Wrexham
one. On top. Oh no, sorry, I'm talking about the one that's in the studio.
Yeah.
The one, the
No,
blondie one in the studio.
she's got a 1960s hairstyle.
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah, she's like Cilla Black. Yeah,
Yeah,
saw that
that's
one.
what I was going to ask you. There's a bit of Cilla Black about her, actually. I have to say.
Yeah,
That's what I'm asking. Peter M says, "Good afternoon, Wayne Bonner." We've got Dan Inwood. Big up, Dan. I haven't seen you before, so please hit the like button, sir, and the subscription and notification bell. I'd rather have Morgan Gibbs White for now.
The Forest
That's a
player.
good
His
shout.
name's cropped up a bit, all right. Yeah.
Bristol Rovers have equalised against Barnsley. Philip Martin after 68 minutes. Sterling Albion have gone 1-0 up against Montrose. Callum Crane after 69. And of course, West Brom have got 4-1 up against Blackburn. Brandon Thomas Asnet after 63 minutes. Philip Wayne Bono says Gallagher after Chelsea Fulham game was interesting. It was like he was saying goodbye to the fans.
Oh,
now,
interesting.
That is very interesting.
Wasn't it?
Now,
would that be Chelsea's last home game? Yeah.
Now, are you on the same wavelength as me? Oxford United have just got a third, Philip, against Carlisle. They've got 3-0. Harris after it's Goodman after 68 minutes has got a third one there for Oxford. So Carlisle 0, Oxford 3, Carlisle 0, Oxford 3. Poor old Chris will be devastated with that result, will he, Philip? He really will. What are you thinking, Philip? What are you thinking here with that there?
I'd like to see the video of it now to see, because like all the players go and say, acknowledge the fans after a match. I must look back on that. That's interesting, because I don't think Chelsea probably haven't got another home league game this month, which means he'll be gone by the time the next one comes around. So that's interesting now. That is interesting.
Right. I'm just going to have a look. Philip, can you read the chat there on your phone?
If you can read them out, I can read them. Yeah, you can bring them up. I can read them.
I'm just going to hang on. Just give us a minute there. I'm just trying to just seeing, can I find it?
A few more scores coming in here.
Do you want to bring them up there, Philip? Yeah.
Through 2, Swindon 1. Morton 1, Partick Thistle have equalised 1 each. Sutton 2, and Barrow now 2. Barrow equalised, and Middlesbrough have now gone 2-1 up on Millwall with Isaiah Jones, who's a handy little player. That Isaiah Jones,
he is.
I wouldn't mind him now. He's a good player. So that's the score for that. In the other ones that are coming up here, let's see now. They're on a break now at the moment.
Harrogate have gone 2-0 up against Forest Green. Anna Athletic have equalised against Keighley Hearts 1-1. Tommy Gross.
And Carlisle have got to go back against Oxford 3-1.
Yeah. Harrogate. It was Abraham Odho on the 69th minute. Forest 4-5 have equalised against Egan City. Russell McLean 72, and Hamilton. 10 men. Hamilton have gone 2-0 up now against Cove Rangers. Philip Jamie Bajunis. After 71 minutes. So the 10 men of Hamilton doing a good job there.
Yeah.
We've got Inez. Ange will snuff out a bad attitude in his phone call and will veto any deal if the player seems a bad egg.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He will do. Big up to David Clark as well. Big up, David. It says, as a man who spent 50 years on the major construction sites, well, you and me, Dave, you and me may have our differences, but you and me both come from the world of construction. I did as well most of my life on the construction sites as you. My analogy on Calvin Phillips is he's no more than a hog carrier.
Yeah,
I get his meaning on that. I get what he's saying on that. Maybe I worked on one of the jobs, would you, David? Who knows? Maybe I did back in the day. Did you tease Matthew like that? Wayne says, Wayne Bonnet Tequila. Nice one, Wayne. Philip has Rodri in front of him at City. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. He's not going to get in that City team.
No. How good is Rodri? How good is he, Philip, as a player?
He makes them tick. Them tick.
Now, I only heard he only comes alive at the latter stages of a Champions League run for City. Is that unfair on him, or is that a proper...
I know it's a bit unfair. It's a bit unfair. Yeah. I mean, I heard City fans saying when he was missing in the league matches, that's why they haven't been doing so well. Because Rodri hasn't been there. No, he's like, I know De Bruyne makes them tick, but Rodri really makes them tick.
Yeah. I can't help it. We've got Colin Cross said Phillips played Balesa ball at Leeds, so he's good with Ange ball and available on the loan. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, fair enough. Now there is a poll going, Philip. Let's see. Oh, you've done that. At the moment, who would you like at Spurs? Phillips at 34%, Gallagher Philip at 66%.
Yeah, that's about
30
right. I would say, yeah.
Yeah, 32 votes so far, Philip, in that. Only been up half an hour. I'm surprised at that. I would have thought with everyone talking up Phillips in the chat, I would have thought people would have voted for Phillips more, but Gallagher seems to be getting the vote.
Yeah, Gallagher does.
If he is saying goodbye today, like Wayne said he was, Philip, can you see this deal being done during this sort of winter break within the Premier League? It gives teams more time to do transfers.
Well, if Gallagher's saying goodbye to the fans today, he expects it to be finalised by the end of the month. So that's all I can say on that one. You know, he obviously knows more than we do.
Yeah, I take Phillips on loan. Tequila says, didn't she do a show called Surprise Surprise when she was sang the tune? Was it long? Yeah, she did.
Yeah, Cilla Black. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did one for Daniel Levy. You will buy a football club. Surprise, surprise, it's Tottenham. That's what she said. Or was that to Alan Sugar? Alan Sugar, we found the buyer of your club. Here he is. He's a man with a bald head called Egghead. So there you go. Okay, so there were different shows. Pep One and I Phillips to come on loan to strengthen us as we're on the. See, that's the other point, Philip. That is a very good point by Colin. Will Pep veto this loan deal, or will Phillips kick up so much of a stink at City that Pep will have no alternative but to let him go?
I think Pep has got such an ego that he won't even worry about letting a player go to a rival. He'll think his team is good enough to win. So most other managers would veto it. But I think Pep is a bit of an ego about him, and he might say, "Oh, you're not going to play for us. Where you go?"
Yeah, that's so true. Just to keep you up, Gillingham have got 2-1 up against Accrington Stanley. Bonnie of 75. Michael Doyle has been sent off for Cove Rangers, second book of the defence. So they're now both down to 10 men. Preston of 2-0 up against Bristol City. Philip Whale, Keane with his second of the game, 77 minutes gone. Southampton have gone 3-0 up now against Sheffield United. How many games is that in a row for Southampton now? 18, 19?
18 or 19 anyway. It's heading toward the 20 mark, yeah.
Yeah, that sort of answered my question last night, Philip. Teams that get promoted from the Championship, they're so used to winning. When we get into the Premier League, it's like loss. How much is a mental attitude within that during that summer break between the end of the Championship, beginning of the Premier League for these promoted sides, that they have to get it in their heads that they're not going to be the same as it was in the Championship? Is that the difference between survival and getting relegated straight back down to the Championship?
Well, it's a whole different mindset when you come up. It's a whole different pressure. Like the Championship is probably the hardest league in the world to get out of. Because there's so many matches to play so close together and whatever. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the manager in the season before the season starts, some of the pre-season, has to get through to his players. This is different from what you've experienced. You're going to have to completely different mindset. Concentration is huge. You're going to get rolled over a good few times. Look at Luton, how well they've reacted pretty well to a bad start.
Yeah.
And I think of all those teams that came up last season, Luton might be the one that might just survive. You never know. And survival is really the case because becoming a history now of it being a yo-yo league. You come up, you go back. You come up, you go back. The only team I can think of recently that may have come up and made a very good fist. Bournemouth came up and never really went back. Brighton were the same.
Yeah,
the likes of Burnley are up and down every year. When you think about it, they're the yo-yo club. So it's a different ball game, and of course you've got to recruit players. The chances are, whatever team you're using in the Championship will not be good enough to survive in the Premiership. You have to buy in players. You know?
Just to let you know, Ryan Fraser got the third goal for Southampton. Philip Preston turned up because against Bristol City. Gillingham have got the win, gone up 2-1 against Accrington Stanley. Born after 75 minutes. Callum Crane has been sent off from Stirling Albion, foul play, and Peterborough United have come down for 1-0 down to go 2-1 ahead against Charlton Athletic at Charlton's ground. And it's Mason Clark after 75 minutes for Peterborough United. So a lot of games swinging around, Philip. A lot of games going one way and the other today. I've enjoyed doing this without the Premier League. I'm telling you, it's been really exciting, actually.
Interesting, yeah. I see Salford have scored as well. They've gone one up. Troubled Salford on their. They're getting through so many managers down there, so they're winning.
Big up to Radiant Char as well with the super chat. Thank you so much. Please, thank you so really, really appreciated. It says
Uzbekistan versus Syria. Wow. Give us a prediction, lads. Oh dear. All right, okay.
Philip,
if it was Kazakhstan, I'd say Borat could be starting in goal for them.
Philip, just be no political nonsense.
No,
just be normal.
That's a joke. Kazakhstan is a country. And
I know
Borat
it is, Philip.
Yeah.
I meant no Middle Eastern war. Just keep it football.
What's football? All I was saying, Borat can play in goal for them. What's wrong with that?
No, Philip, you're not getting what I mean. Don't worry. It's okay. Yeah. Sorry. I wasn't on about that. Anyway, what are you going for, Philip?
One each. I don't know anything about the teams.
I'm going for match abandoned after 20 minutes. They've lost the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't know Syria had. I didn't know Uzbekistan had actually a football team.
Same here. I say a lot of their own countrymen don't know they have it either.
I'm going
for each. Geez, 4 each, not Notts County and Grimsby. Bloody hell, what a match!
That would have been a good watch along to do, Philip.
Yeah.
Adrian, you've put. Kazakhstan playing UEFA. Of course they do.
Yeah.
Dragon D Nuts has gone for 2-0 Syria. Do you know I've got to go for Syria then? Okay. Big up to Wayne Bonner. He's gifted another membership as well, Philip. It's so nice of you, Wayne.
Well done, Wayne.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And who has got it? Nick Brown has been gifted the membership by Wayne Bonner. So, Nick, when you come in, please thank Nick so much. And, Philip, we've had man numbers again today. So, look, we're at 36 likes. There is 46 if you're watching at the moment. I want 50 likes before the end of this stream. You have 10 minutes to get up to at least over 40 likes. Hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, the more. It's 4 all now, Philip. Notts County is just equal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, 4 each. Yeah.
The more likes you hit in this stream, the more it gets out there. The more we get up in their algorithm. It does help us grow. So big up, get us up there, and big up to Wayne as well. I'm watching West Brom game. They look good, says Simon. Wow. Middlesbrough gone 2-1 up. Are still winning 2-1 against Millwall.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Lions against the Dragons. I think the Dragons just eaten the Millwall's line. Borat as backup keeper to Venom. That would be entertaining.
I don't know if anybody's ever seen that film. The two Borat films, they are the most irreverent things I've ever seen. They're brilliant.
Would be damn funny. Ellie saying, come on, Newcastle.
Yeah, obviously, yes.
Yeah. Who's Newcastle playing tonight?
Yeah, 5:30. They're playing Man City.
Oh, come on, Newcastle. Oh, there you go. My late ma'am and grandma were deported to Kazakhstan by Soviets from Wow.
That would have been at the start of the Second World War. My God, that's the story and a half, Peter.
Yeah.
My God, obviously your mother must have got back, but that is serious stuff.
Look, we may joke about stuff when you see stuff like that, Philip. It makes you realize how lucky. I mean, let's put it this way: Ireland was a neutral country in the Second World War, right? Yeah. For whatever reason, they've decided we're not getting involved.
Well, it was more neutral to one side than the other, but it was still neutral.
Yeah. They did help the English as well, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. They were more neutral to England than they were to Germany. Yeah.
But in 1916, they were more neutral to Germany.
Well, that's true. How things change. Yeah.
So they thought the Second World War, we better help the other side out. We went one side, we better help the other side out.
Do you know what? One of the most important things they did during the Second World War, and it's a very simple thing.
Was it the weather thing?
No, with that, the weather thing from May, I'll come to that in a second. But what they used to do was along the coastline of Ireland, west coast, on the east coast, on the top of mountains, they would put the stone. They would get a load of stones and spell the word EIRE, EIRE, so the pilots would know that they weren't over England and could turn back and go over England in case they got lost. But the most important thing of the lot was, and this woman only died 2 weeks ago, a woman that worked in the weather station in Belmullet, County Mayo.
Yeah.
On the 4th of June, 1944, she was looking at the weather forecast coming in from the weather station there. And she advised Dublin that there was a storm going to hit France in the next 48 hours. Dublin advised London, who advised the British High Command, who delayed D-Day by 24 hours because of the weather forecast. She was absolutely dead on with the weather prediction. If D-Day had gone ahead as they'd already planned it, it would have been a disaster. But by waiting 24 hours, that woman saved thousands of lives and probably changed the course of the war.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That is
That's
unreal.
absolutely true. She died. She only died there just before Christmas, aged 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she was. We have a program here in Ireland after 6-1 called Nationwide.
Yeah,
I think she was on.
She's been on
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
I've actually seen. There's a plaque up on the pier in Belmullet in County Mayo. I've seen it. A tribute to her, only for her. And if someone had put that weather forecast to one side and hadn't paid any attention to it, there would have been an absolute disaster. They would have been all the ships would have probably sank in the gale that came across the channel that day.
Wow.
So it was an amazing bit of work, and it was kept secret for years, and then suddenly now it's all out there that she was a hero.
So she changed the course of the Second World War basically.
She did
for the Allies.
by advising that this weather front was coming in on the 5th of June or whatever day it was, the day D-Day was supposed to go ahead. So they delayed it by 24, maybe 48 hours, whatever it was. And once they delayed it, the weather was fine.
Do you think? Look, I always put it out there, Philip, that if Germany had invaded England, right, and done, do you think Ireland would have been the one country would have stopped them? Because how
we couldn't have stopped them. We couldn't have stopped them doing it.
We would have put up a hell of a fight, though.
No, if Germany had won the Second World War, we would have been swallowed up as well. They would have just come in and took us over. Because that's what
the Americans did help too, by the way.
They did, yeah, of course they did, yeah. But I mean, if the Americans hadn't come in, that World War would have finished in 1942. So that's the end of it. They would have been over, and we wouldn't be sitting here today probably.
No, fair play to that woman though. Fair play.
It's great. It's a great story. Look it up on YouTube. It's a great.
Can I just say, it took an Irish person to change the war for England.
Especially one from Mayo, Dermot.
Mayo, yeah, I know. They talk about the Americans, right, coming in, saving their ass. It was an Irish woman that saved her ass.
Yeah.
So let's get that straight. That's why you never beat the Irish. That's why they always say it. That Mayo woman turned the scale of the war for it. See? So be
and
nice
then you've
to
always got. Sorry, go on. You got
I said, be nice. Sorry.
No, go on. You go on. Sorry, I'm a bit lagging here. I'm lagging.
Be nice to the Irish because we saved your ass, basically.
Yeah. and if you go to the Only Fools and Horses episode where they're talking about Trigger's aunt really, they reckon that the D-Day landing started from her kitchen because she has that many yags.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, on that bombshell, David Clark says, being a man who lives in Leicester, I have to show my disgust at those Coventry City fans who place banners on bridges on the M69. That is bad.
Oh, that's pathetic. That's pathetic.
Yeah, that is pathetic.
Oh, and apparently there's a demonstration at Reading as well today.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on at Reading, they were chucking tennis balls onto the pitch now. I don't know the reason for that, but there's
I don't mind that, Philip. I actually don't mind that. I find that quite funny, actually.
Yeah, I know, but it's just saying, like, the fans are voting with their feet now and doing things like that.
Yeah. They're becoming a bit French. That's worrying me.
Yeah,
big
true.
up,
God help us.
Big up, Ellie. Just a girl loves Spurs. Big up, Dermotron and Philip. Love this show. Just tuned in, but they're here now. That's what counts. Yeah, exactly, Ellie. We've got Adrian Char with another super chat. Thank you so much. Honestly, I don't know what to say. Me and Philip are so grateful. Philip, what do you want to say to Adrian Char?
Thanks, Adrian. You're very, very good. Absolutely brilliant. And you're saying about the Uzbekistan file tank as what? Plus 68.
rank.
68 and Syria 91st. Oh, right. Didn't think it'd be that high up, actually. So,
telling me
Uzbekistan are the favourites then to win that.
So you're telling me Uzbekistan are higher than Ireland in the FIFA rankings?
Well, no, we're about 50-something, aren't we?
Yeah. Do you know we were 20-something for Stephen Kenny took charge?
I knew he'd get it in somewhere. We
were 30-something for that idiot took charge.
Right.
Now look at us.
Yeah.
Fucking plonker. Anyway, notice Ireland haven't actually announced a new manager yet.
No, they're waiting for your approval they're waiting for you to approve the new appointment, though.
Yeah, well, send it to me and I'll let you know. Notice that Philip and Craig have stated for their terms Philip's on the yellow.
Oh, Philip's supposed to be starting today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We've
I
got
must
Ellie.
watch him and see how he's doing.
Yeah. Hello, Ian. Hello, and good afternoon to you. Peter M. They both survived and got to go to Tehran in 1942, where Stalin allowed the Poles out. 1.5 Poles were deported to the Soviet Union. Only 500,000 survived. That is shocking.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
Peter, my heart goes out to you. It
Yeah,
really
that's
does.
shocking. That's shocking.
Philip, look, just very quickly. Sorry, Peter. Southampton have gone 4-0 up now. Cambridge United are 1-0 up. Taylor of 71 minutes. Cameron has been sent off for Egan City, second book of offence on the 90th. 4-5. I've got a winning goal in injury time. Russell McLean in 90 plus first minute. Philip, full time to start to come in. Bonnie Rig Rose 1, DeBarton 1, Morecambe 1, Mansfield 1. My heart goes out to Peter M. It shows the bad side of the war. Would you say, Philip, that the evil side of countries and dictators and
to keep it Polish related, I've been in Poland a few times now, and I've been to Auschwitz, the concentration camp there, and I went with a group one time. This is a quick story. I went with the group. I'd been there before, and I said to the group, now I said I'm gonna write something in an envelope here, and I'm gonna leave it with the driver of the bus, and see if I'm right when I come back. So the people went to the concentration camp, looked around it, came back on the bus, and there was total silence. Total silence. Nobody spoke. I opened up the envelope. I said, I bet nobody speaks for 10 minutes after this.
Yeah.
That's how much it got to them. It was. I saw elderly gentlemen there. There was carrying the Israeli flag. I saw elderly gentlemen. It was a summer's day. You could see the tattoos, the numbers tattooed on their arms, walking around crying their eyes out. It was the most emotional thing I've ever seen. It was horrible to see.
Now, look, you can criticize what's happening now, Philip. What's happening over there now? We're not going to get into that, but you can
rightly criticize it.
Rightly criticize. But when you look back then, how can humans do that to another human being?
Yeah, this was
we may have arguments, Philip, or may have with other supporters, and we have the laugh and we have a joke, but for the grace of God, we weren't in where them people were.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, I don't know if anybody has not seen. I'm sure most of you, if you haven't seen the film Schindler's List, watch it.
Yeah. Now, we're Irish, Philip. We've had our own genocide over here with the famine.
Yeah.
And which are still not properly explained or properly. I think a few countries have tried to shove that under the carpet, which I don't think it should be, by the way. And I think you know what I'm getting at on that point of view as well, Philip, without going down that road. You look. I know in war everyone does stuff they regret. Do you think that Germany or other countries that have done genocide have actually apologized properly to the nations that they're genocide against? Do you think it's all the case of what happens in war stays in war? Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. No, it's a good point. Now, I know for a fact that Germany have made some retribution to Israel. That they're now very protective of the Jewish religion in Germany. But I have a thing too. After that day in Auschwitz, I said, you know something? Every single German person should be made to go through Auschwitz to show what their predecessors or their ancestors did, so it never happens again. Yeah. No doubt it'll happen. It's happening again now, actually, in Gaza. But it's just man's inhumanity to man. And by the way, Notts County just scored a fifth.
For fuck's sake, that game was mental. Yeah, that game has been mental.
5-4.
Fleet would have just equalised actually against Cambridge United. That game is still playing on 77 minutes, so that game's still going full time. Hamilton 10 men against Cove Rangers, 10 men. Hamilton won 2-0. Look, Philip, we're very protective of our country, right, when it comes to Ireland. We're very proud Irish people, very proud of our history, very proud of the way that we fought as a country to gain our independence and gain our own right to self-governance, to right to have our own will of deciding our own future, which I feel is going to be over the years, we've messed it up a bit, to be fair, with certain people in charge. Do you feel that the likes of little countries like Ireland should be held as an example of what you can do? What these countries that want to become independent now, that Ireland should be held as a beacon of what you can do if it's left to your own.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ireland, we punch above our weight everywhere. Everywhere we go. Yeah. Not only Ireland as a country, Irish people pay. Look at the number of top sportsmen we have for a small country.
Yeah.
And top diplomats, top everything. No, we really are. We are a shining beacon, really. Yeah. You know, I know we might give out about the government and this, that, and the other, but as a country itself, we should be looked at as one to follow.
Yeah. Please look at the documentary on Charlie Hottie. If you want to laugh, you do generally want to laugh and stand there in astonishment, jaw hitting ground, thinking, how the hell did that happen? Please watch that of the early 80s with him in charge. It's like, I don't know how you would describe it. I'm going to ask Derval here for a minute.
Birmingham just equalised against Swansea in the 95th minute.
How would you describe in one word Charlie Hottie's early 80s term as leader of Ireland? With all that went on with the finding your man in your man's flat. Would you call it chaotic? Gubu. Would you call it? Gubu. Yeah, Gubu. That was it. I couldn't think of the name.
Grotesque, unbelievable, bizarre, and unprecedented, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was Ireland in the early 80s.
Oh, Grimsby 5, Notts County 5.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
wow.
God,
what a game. Let's get back to the chat. The chat's so behind Philip. We're already so behind the chat. Right, so where are we up to? We've got this one, Peter Rembo. Big up, Peter. Look, me and Philip may do a stream or something along that lines. May do a stream or something like, make our thoughts on that, because it's worth going down. Damn son, Peter Rem. Philip, I love your stories. They're so interesting. And wow, what a lady. Hey. Yeah. Matthew, of course, the Soviets and Poland, it's always them. Should sign a fullback who can play either flanks as a backup to both Porro and Destiny, because Emerson and Reglan both being weak linked and possible departure of Perisic. Look, I think, as I said earlier, Philip, I think we should start a summer business now. So do we need a backup for the fullbacks?
Well, we have Royale as a backup, and I presume if we can stay fit for more than 5 minutes, we've got Ryan Sessegnon. So I think I can see our business being done this summer or this winter, finishing when what we need in now is complete. I reckon we get another midfielder in, that'll probably be it. But we never know. You never know. You never know.
Matthew says to me, I think he's joking, does Ireland have the power to invade England?
No.
Well, we have done.
We do every weekend to go and watch the Premiership.
Yeah. We've built their roads. We've built their houses.
Yeah.
We knocked them down again, to be fair, a few times, just to rebuild them. We're in the demolition game as well. Philip, I'm surprised Philip hasn't looked at me fondly by saying that comment.
No, I've heard that before. So
we do every weekend, as Philip says. My mum is Irish. I'll never bet against the Irish. Monster got the bonus point. Oh, did they really against Tulip? Oh, brilliant! Good stuff. I'm glad I'm saying good morning instead of guten Tag.
Yeah,
just to put it that way.
That's a very good point, because we could all be speaking German here today if things hadn't gone right.
Can you imagine the German Ellie?
Oh. And by the way, that's another film. Anybody wants to get an idea what happened at the end of the war? It's a German film with subtitles called Downfall.
Yeah,
it's about the last week of Adolf Hitler. It's brilliant.
Yeah, there's brilliant film. If I was against the Irish, my YouTube name would be Henry's Army. Let's plug a few channels. He's plugging them. Ellie there, Just a Girl Loves Spurs. That's for you guys there. We've got Full Time Sports Network. We've got our channel as well, Philip. Maybe Ireland are waiting for Poch to be sacked so they can. Maybe that's not a bad shout, actually.
I tell you, I wouldn't mind them, to be honest.
I wouldn't mind them either. I'd be quite happy with that. Anyone bar Stephen Kenny. I have a feeling that Dermot doesn't like Stephen Kenny.
No.
I think
Actually, Dermot, you could be right there. Do you know something? If Pochettino became manager, they'd have to change his name to Pochettino.
Pochine.
Pochettino.
Here's some Pochine for your Poch.
Yeah.
Wayne says, I have this feeling that Dermot doesn't like Stephen Kenny.
No, funny. I've got that. I don't know where I'm getting it from, Wayne, but I think you could be right.
Right. The true story behind this, right, is this is true story. We were at the Ukraine game, weren't we, Philip? Do you remember you, me, and Dave and Ollie went, the four of us, right?
Yeah.
How long did I give Stephen Kenny before I started giving out about him?
About 0.3 of a nanosecond.
I said, and what did you lot say?
You weren't even sitting down. You hadn't even reached your seat.
Yeah. And what did you three say to me? I'll give him a chance, Dermot. Give him a chance. And to be fair, I have stuck to my guns, Philip, from day one to the day he got sacked.
Yeah. Give him a chance till at least the match started, you know.
It was the way he walked out the tunnel. I thought, no, he's not the job for me. We've got Ellie, women doing great things. First lady referee in the Prem 2, Rebecca Welsh. Yeah, it was brilliant. And then the last World Cup, French referee, Stefanini Fradapade made it. I think the women's game is actually going strength to strength, Philip, to be fair.
It is actually. Really yeah. I see Everton beat Villa in the FA Ladies Cup today.
Yeah, I saw that out earlier. MK Duns beat Tranmere. They've just got the win, and Philip, 97 minutes gone. Martin 95. I like to do the cha-cha. Big up.
That Reading game I mentioned with the tennis balls was actually being abandoned because of the fan protest.
Wow. The gaming go of Tequila's gaming podcast tired. Tequila, thanks for the plug. You're welcome, Ellie. Big up Tequila. It's always great for plugging. Dragon D nuts. I've heard Ireland are looking at a young chap named Steve Kenny. He looks like the old manager, but he has a mustache and glasses.
Has Stephen Kenny been to a joke shop to buy a disguise?
I tell you one thing. If they rehire Stephen Kenny, I would personally go down to the FAI. Personally walk into that and I would personally whack somebody over the head with a frying pan. Serious to God. Please. I just want a decent manager. I'd rather to go back and get... Can I not clone Big Jack? Can I not clone him, Philip?
Let's dig him up first. Yeah, no.
Well, to clone him, do him in the lab. Just reincarnate him in the lab somewhere.
Frankenstein is the new manager of Ireland.
Yes, there you go. I swear to God, Big Jack was the savior of Irish soccer. When he left,
he was. He was.
Now, when Mick McCarthy left, Trapattoni came in. He was useless, but got us to a major tournament. Mick McCarthy, what's his name? Martin O'Neill with Roy Keane. Give Roy Keane the job. He'll do the job.
Yeah, he'd be my pick. My pick. Yeah.
Wayne, you'll never beat the Irish. No, you never will. Never will. I am keeping my mouth shut on this topic. Tequila, you will not beat the Irish in anything. It took you 33 years to beat us in soccer. And you're a bigger nation than us in soccer. And you couldn't beat us for 33 years. So big up to Adrian Chow with the super chat. Another one, Philip. Back to football talk. Iran versus Palestine tomorrow. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, mind you, they like each other, so that
should be a friendly match. That between those two.
It will be. They might let Palestine win, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
We've got Pete. I reckon totalitarian regimes suppress the individual and give people the collective identity which regimes defines. If they tell people to commit, they will do. And big up Peter Remdo. And all good now. Tequila had a really bad bout of COVID, fought it off. Fair play to Ellie.
Oh, COVID's horrible.
It is. We've got glad you're feeling better. Damn, so Tequila, same to everyone as well. Big up Ellie. God, so many chats, Philip.
Phillips is on the bench for Man City today, by the way.
Really? We've got there you go, Philip.
Morris Opoch. Yeah, that's him. Mauricio Opochettino.
Yeah. I'm so behind on the chat, by the way. It's just absolutely mental. I've watched the Chelsea Fulham match, Fulham put them under pressure, but messed up their chances. The free kicks were skied over the bar. Unfortunately, could have gone either way, that result.
Yeah.
Big up to Chris. League 2 for us next season, unless we sack Paul Simpson. I don't care about sympathy nonsense with him winning this promotion. He's not League 1 level. Sack him tonight. Ireland can now get what it wants from Britain with the backing of the EU. No need to invade.
Yeah, that's true.
True, actually. Very true. I know Tequila Rotten COVID. Chris says, if our new owners are serious, they won't listen to our pathetic fans, sack him and have standards. Downfall is brilliant. Dragon D Nuts, the man in the high castle. One scene I've seen to death. What a different with different subtitles.
Okay.
Mauricio Poch, Lacelso's always injured. Do you reckon it's time to sell? I think so. I really do think so. Do you, Philip?
I don't know. I would have said yes up to a month ago. He's done okay for us, and it all depends who we get in. If we get another midfielder in, yes, but if we don't, I'd keep him.
Yeah. We've got Simon Cohen. Reglan is off to Brentford. I heard that over about a couple of weeks ago. That is in the final stages for what I'm hearing, Philip, being completed. So
is that a loan deal? A loan deal?
A loan deal, yeah. I'm hearing it could be a loan to buy. Right, so that would be a good deal for him. Ellie says, Theo's just described from his work mobile lads like to do. Well, thank you so much, Theo. I hope you're doing well. I like Theo. He's a good laugh. I had the pleasure of meeting him in Dublin with Ellie, me and Dave met him. So big up Ellie and Theo. I hope you're feeling well.
Theo.
You need the double keynote, Dermot. Roy as manager, Robbie as an understudy.
Yeah,
now, that's a
good double header. Yeah.
What would the result have to be tomorrow for us to go second? I'll tell you what. When we come on for the podcast at 9, we'll let you know, and that I'll work that out for you. I've just got to pop out, so I'm going to run through these very quickly. There are so many people in the chat, Philip. It's mental. There are so many countries such as Armenia, Bosnia, Serbia, Congo, between the
Tutus and Hutus.
Yeah, that you barely hear about those genocides. Before the Nazis, they were Cossacks
in Russia. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
True. Vicario is going to need to be the top form tomorrow. Destiny and Pyro are so important to the way we play at the R. What's the point? Says €90 to get a bicycle fix now. Effing outrageous. Poor Philip's got to get his laptop fixed. I think we play our best match of the season tomorrow. United. We showed them how to play football.
Hope so. Hope so.
I'm effing skint. Join the club. Thanks for the sandwich and the beer. Time for a sandwich and the beer. Don't blame me, Peter. Lithuania was called Jerusalem of the East before the city of Vilna. Do you want to read that one out, Philip? Sorry.
Yeah, Lithuania was called Jerusalem of the East before the city of Vilna when the Cossacks and the Lithuanians raised Vilna, which is now Vilnius, and not a trace is left other than Jerusalem. It's a lovely city, actually, Vilnius. Really beautiful.
Sorry, go on, Philip. Sorry.
Daniela is saying it's going to be so good to see Van de Ven back tomorrow.
Yeah.
He'll definitely be starting. He's basically 2 weeks to get up to be fully match fit, so he'll be raring to go tomorrow. He's 10 weeks out, would you believe? Unbelievable.
He is. He is. Right, we've got Dermot. Have you ever been to Northern Ireland? Seems like my mother's from Northern Ireland, so I've been there more times than I can count on one finger. Philip, you were born in Northern Ireland.
I was born there, so yeah.
And then big up to Matthew as well. I'm not reading that out. No, just out of principle, I couldn't read it out. I'm sorry,
She's not
Matthew.
the most popular queen here, the Queen Victoria.
No, out of principle, I wouldn't read that. And Philip knows why I won't read that out. It's out of principle, I wouldn't. I would be beheaded by Philip Brady at the top of Leitrim Hill if I was. Hello, where's he going? Where's he going? Is he coming back? He's coming back. No. Anyway, thank you all for watching today. It's been a mental show. Oh, the poll. 43 votes into the poll, right, Philip?
Yeah.
Right, let's see. And the poll. This is the last thing we're going to do, guys. The poll is, who would you like at Spurs? It's not telling me. All I can tell you was Gallagher won. Here we go.
Right.
Who would you like at Spurs? Gallagher 72%, Phillips 27%, 43 people votes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue that vote this evening on the podcast.
Yeah.
So we'll continue. So we'll remember that. A few more before we go. You guys are crazy. Boo. Cheers, Tequila. What's the Peter? And many thanks, Dermot and Philip.
No problem.
I've just, bigger one to what's the point. I hope it didn't hurt you. And then tequila, yes, sir. But Philip, thank you so much. We are back tonight at 9 with the pub.
Sorry for the technical issues, but nothing I could do about it.
The Cockle Clock podcast at 9. Now, we were going to do an all-time Spurs 11, but with the technical issues, that's now been put back to next week.
Yeah,
so
my team is on the laptop, but I can't get into it.
Yeah. So we're doing a build-up to the Man United game. I'll have all the information for you for that, where it is, where you can watch it, and we'll also have our predicted lineup as well. Just to big up, I heard Romero wants to play tomorrow. I don't think he should play.
He's not fit. He's not fit. He's not fit. No.
Take care. Enjoy the recipe. Now, as much as I want to read out that comment, I can't. And we just get we would get so much hate from it, wouldn't we, Philip, if we would read out that one? So
I didn't see it, so
I can't do it, Neil. I apologize. And we are back on the night. So everyone, we're going to play our new intro out again. Let me know what you think about it. Big up to Hugo Thfc, who I've tried to get hold of, but if you are watching this, thank you so much. I love the intro, and please, we'll get you on the channel, but we are plugging you every time we play it. Please go and do a subscribe for him as well. Enjoy this. Let us know what you think. Come on, you Spurs. See you later at 9.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Very, very many people interested in football, and I always thought that football was a very important game, but I never realized until today just how important it is.
Whether the Wonder Boys of White Hart Lane are or are not the team of the century can't possibly be more than a matter of opinion.
Well, they're the finest team in Great Britain and one of the best in the world.
We are about the glory of the game. We are about playing with style. We are Tottenham Hotspur. The curve of the ball, the billow of the net, the beating of the trap and the picking of the lock, the swiftness of thought, the lightness of touch. We are Ginola, Greaves, Klinsmann. We are the collective gasp, the intake of breath, the flick, the trick, the 30-yard free kick. We are Hoddle, Mabbott and King. We are the lob, the chip, the dummy and the volley. We are the hat trick, the scissor kick. We are Bill Nick.
That is schoolboy's own stuff.
We are the outside of the boot, the inside of the net, and those seconds that last forever.
It's Lucas Moura. Oh, they've done it! I cannot believe it! Lucas Moura with the last kick of the game.
We are Jennings, Defoe, and Perryman. Glory past, glory future, what was, what is, what's next. We are Blanchflower, Ardiles, and Bale. We are about winning with a flourish. We are about winning with style. We are about the glory of the game. Daring to try, daring to risk, daring to dream. To dare is to do.